This is going to be the most legendary episode of the Pocket Cast here because we have our two usuals. We have Jimbo.
So
we have Sekaru. We have Tilly. We have a new guest here.
What's up, guys? It's Pocket Mads here. Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I didn't think I'd get like a specific intro here. I guess I am kind of the new person here, so maybe that makes sense. But yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. I don't do podcasts very often, but I'm a big fan of everybody here on the pod. So when they hit me up, I was excited. So what's going on, man?
No, of course, glad to have you here. Just like it's the perfect time. Pocket is in a weird position, and there's so much to talk about the game right here. There's one thing we like to do here as a tradition since the first episode. It's called Pocket Geo Guesser. So if you're not familiar with it, it's basically I throw up a picture of a Pokemon card, a little section of it, and you're gonna have to guess what card it is. It could be an item card, it could be a full art, it could be a Pokemon, whatever. It's gonna be a first to 5, but in this scenario, I think we have more people, so we're gonna do six cards. So how do you feel about
six
that?
Total, or like the first person to get 6?
No, 6 total.
6. Okay, so whoever's got the most. Is it like the first person to like buzz in here, or what do we?
we all just shout over each other.
We're just gonna yell it. Okay,
Yeah. It's kind of primitive, but we're working on it.
Let's go. All right.
This is gonna be hard. So let me see if we can start off a little bit easy. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Who's that Pokemon?
Bro, it didn't even load for me by the time you guys answered.
Yeah, I think you're kind of cooked, Jimbo. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I got that Airbnb.
Is it
Italy?
Is it Torkoal? I feel like we're.
Yes, it is
okay.
Torkoal. And here's the full picture.
Oh wow, that's weird up close, huh?
I know, right?
Interesting.
All
Okay.
right. So Tilly got that point. Let's go on to the next.
Who's that Pokemon?
Let's go.
Here we go.
Like and rock. Oh.
Who's that? Who got it?
I think it was Sek. I think it was Sek.
Yeah, all right.
It was Sek,
Yeah,
I was on it
for
though.
M1, bro.
I was there, dude.
What type of like and rock?
Midday.
Cool.
It's my favorite Pokemon for a reason, bro.
Is that your favorite Pokemon?
It's like top 10.
Out of all of
All right.
them?
Well, that's
Well,
that's
not
different
I like
than your
the day
favorite
version
Pokemon.
the most. I like the day version the most. But
okay. All right.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys are kind of popping off. I did not expect this. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So we're just gonna turn up the intensity right here. You ready?
I'm locked in.
Who's that Pokemon?
The fuck is that?
Mads?
Whoa! Wait a minute.
We don't have more Pico in the game, bro.
It's
Acerola.
But
Yep.
Yes, dude.
It is Acerola.
Oh, let's go, Tilly.
I don't know
Never
which
seen
one
that
we
card.
said. In my ear, we said it at the exact same time.
Yeah, that was. We'll give it to Tilly. That's all right. I think he was thinking of it
So-
before me. That's a tough. That one's tough. That's crazy.
Yeah, you guys were flying by. It blew my expectations, So we had to, go a little crazy.
I've got real TCG on the brain because I'm like, okay,
I know.
that's Acerola. I know that, but like, what is the second word for it? But I forgot we don't do that.
Yeah, I thought there was like a Marnie card
Yeah.
that looked like this in the.
We will get there eventually. I think so.
Hopefully.
All right. Next card.
Who's
Should be
that
a little easier.
Pokemon?
Misty.
Misty?
Yep. You got that.
Guys,
Oh, I'm kind of
Three.
popping off a little bit. I feel like. All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
All right, this one right here is gonna be insane. I'm gonna be disappointed if Jimbo gets this wrong, but then
So it's
again,
a-
he has like third world Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So it's a Jimbo card.
Who's that Pokemon?
that looks like real people hair.
Yeah,
What is that?
I was
Is
just,
this,
yo, that's
is
a
this,
toupee.
That's a
Hey,
human.
chill, hey.
Tauros?
I was thinking
Yo,
that too.
That's actually right.
Is it Tauros?
That's actually right. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Tauros
is-
Holy
EX.
shit.
Look at
I
that.
only guessed that because I know he tried it for like a day and he said it was
That was a good guess. Yeah, I never actually looked at the base art of that card, so.
Tauros.
Yeah, you got the full art and
actually-
you like kind of ditched the base.
It's actually not a bad card too. Probably should see more play.
I mean,
All right, this might be easy, but we're just gonna go for it.
Who's that Pokemon?
Oh,
That's
Team
right.
Rocket Grunt.
Yeah, Team Rocket Grown.
We're already at 6, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I think so.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
That was all of them.
I did have like one more. The reason I didn't show this one because it's kind of unfair. I know nobody will get this. Ready?
I'm down then.
Last speed run.
Who's that Pokemon?
Is this Wiglet?
Isn't this Colossus, or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah, it
Oh,
is.
this oh damn.
Is it Wiglet?
Yeah,
go.
it is. You got that. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm like, I just put that. It looks like some SpongeBob bikini. I don't know,
I play this game too much.
but there we go. There you go. Wiggle it.
Yes, there
Oh
he is.
yeah, dude. The
goat.
That's the goat.
The goat himself. All right,
It is the goat.
that was fun.
But now that everybody's brain is kind of, just like focused on quick answers and warmed up, we can finally get into the topics here, right? So one of the things I do want to bring up is rank, right? There has been many, we've experienced 2 rank delays back to back, right? The one thing I like about what it came out from this, the Pocket community in general just started hosting a lot of like grassroots tournaments. The community came together, at least keeping the game alive, some way, what form, right? That being said, there has been a leak, with release dates of packs, and I'm gonna hand this over to Sakura because there might be hope for rank coming back.
Yeah, so according to the leak information, the B2 set is going to come out in January 29th, so 27 days from when we are recording this podcast. And then following that, B2A is going to come out on February 26th. This means for the first time in year 2, the months are only going to have or not the months, but the sets are going to only have a month between each other, which means we should hopefully be going back to the old rank schedule, unless Pokemon Pocket, aka Dina, is the worst company of all time. So everything should be going back soon.
You're not sponsored. Not sponsored by you. No, it's a good point. I'll chime in too because I've been thinking about that, and it's kind of upsetted me a little bit, because ranked wasn't out, this time last year when Pokemon Pocket first released, and the release schedule was strange, right, for that initial period, which people probably don't remember before we fell into that typical, release cycle. Because when the game came out, we had Genetic Apex for 2 months or whatever it was, or a while, and then Mythical Island came out, and then we had a month and a half of Mythical Island. So back then, there wasn't a ranked season to sort of fill those gaps or also go on at the same time. So now that, we got used to that release schedule for the last 8 months or so, I think we're kind of I feel like they didn't know what to do with it in a sense, but I don't think they did the right thing with it. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm hoping, just like Sek said, so 9th, on the 9th is when this new rank season comes out. And then it ends on the 27th or something.
Probably, yeah.
A couple days,
probably
right, before.
Probably the sun. I don't know, dude. Maybe the 25th, 27th, something like that. Probably a couple days, before
Probably
the
3
set.
weeks.
Because it usually ends on a Sunday or a Saturday. January 29th is a Thursday, so it probably ends on the 25th or something. Is my guess.
Okay, so we'll get 3 weeks of that, and then there'll be a few days, and then on the 29th when B2 comes out, we'll get the next rank season, and then from a monthly, and then it'll be monthly, I guess, from then on out. I guess is the hope. That would be ideal.
Yeah, hopefully.
Ideally,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's I kind of understand it a little bit with when Mega Rising came out. It was all right, it's 3 packs, it's a lot of new cards. You give people a couple of weeks or whatever before ranked comes out, but then they did it after Crimson Blaze came out, and it's nobody wants to wait 3 weeks after a mini set for ranked. You know what I mean? It's just I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I agree. I feel
there are definitely players that say that they want to take a break, from rank and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that, people that want to play the game should be pushed back for those same ideas and stuff. If you want to take a break genuinely from the game, you could definitely do that, play casually. You're not kind of forced to play the game. I don't know if that's something they're looking at more as casual, because yeah, ranked players do bring money, but at the same time, the casual side also brings probably a lot more, because they're just more, I want to collect full art crown, I need to have complete set. You know, stuff like that. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's been changing a little bit. I don't want to talk over everybody all podcast long, but I'll let everybody watching this knows that I can talk about Pokemon Pocket infinitely for probably 12 hours. But
It's a superpower.
but I feel like the game has gone. It started in like, if you think about it as like a scale, it was like the mass majority at the beginning of the game was like casual play, right? And that's where all the money was from. People were like collecting cards, and then like as time went on throughout the year, especially after ranked released, I feel like most people that were like actively spending money on the game were like competing in ranked battles. And like at this point, I feel like almost like, at least to me, it feels like the most majority of the players that are spending money on the game are doing so from like a meta viability contention standpoint. You know what I mean? And I feel like they need to do something to like even that back to also like giving the casual players a reason to spend money on the game. But ranked, honestly, I don't know if you guys have sensed this as well, but like I feel like the most players who play ranked are just casual players and they don't actually understand like the point of ranked. Does that make sense? Like how many comments or whatever you guys have seen about people are like, oh, I hit Master Ball, and then they just stop playing. Or they're like, oh, can I hit Master Ball with this deck or whatever? Like, I feel like they don't fully understand the whole point of ranked battles, which is to like keep playing after you hit Master Ball. Like, that's the whole point. Like, but there's definitely a ton of people that will play ranked for like a week, hit Master Ball, and then just never play again. And those people I would still categorize as like casual players. But I mean, do you guys really think people spend money on the game and don't actually play the game? Is that what you were going for there? You think so?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's
I know
crazy.
people.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Especially in the beginning.
That's crazy.
I actually know like real life people that do that.
Oh my, that's see.
Like,
Yeah.
It's more like here's the thing. The reason I bring it up like that is because let's talk about the real TCG, right, for a minute. You saw in all these X videos, Twitter, that like everybody's fighting for Pokemon cards left and right. Yeah. Scalpers are everywhere, right? This is the way to kind of bridge that itch for opening packs. And, you know, it's just going to get uglier in the 30th anniversary when, like, there's a stamp. Scalpers are going to look at that. So it's going to drive more, you know, Pokemon's going to be everywhere. They got, like, Uniqlo. They got a Adidas partnership. They have so much going on this year because it's the 30th. So, like, Pokemon is going to be in everybody's single mind. And, you know, all these cards are just going to be scalped. So Pocket has to be forced in a position where they're going to have to, you know, do a release like, you know, something, new packs, new rarity, you know, something to attract those people that have that itch. I want to open a pack. I want to feel like I got, you know, something nice like a, you know, Rainbow Rare. They don't even make those anymore.
Yeah, the
but
collectors.
Yeah, for Ghost Rare. I'm thinking Yu-Gi-Oh, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess you're probably right. I'm just so separated from that world where it's like I just can't imagine playing Pokemon Pocket without actually playing.
I
Pokemon
also
Pocket.
can't imagine that person existing. They must, but yeah.
Yeah. Well,
They
you know,
do.
but I mean, in the same vein, like if you're gonna release cards, like I don't know, just give like if you're gonna give us new cards, like give a reason to play with the cards. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like they have to be intertwined to some degree.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not play this game until Shining Revelry or Triumph of because there was no like battling. Well, like
It wasn't ranked.
in the beginning when
Yeah.
there was no rank too. There was like nothing to do with like game modes, and I'm like, why am I gonna sit here and open packs and do nothing? Just look at the card. You know, that kind of turned me off from like the beginning. I did download the app. I opened cards. I'm like, all right, what am I supposed to do now? Just show people.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
like I kind of stopped playing, and then I picked it up as soon as rank came.
Yeah, man. Well, at least trading's in the game, so I guess for those players, you know, like from a collector standpoint, you can like play the game, you can engage with it and trade, and there's wonder picks as well, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I've always said that because we're on the topic of like ranked specifically, I feel like they need like just another game mode other than ranked, something that's just like, you know. Like, not even like I guess you can tie rewards to it. I always compare it to like in Hearthstone, if you guys ever played Hearthstone. They have like Tavern Brawls, which is like it's like a weekly reset game mode where it's just like weird stipulations. So like every week it's just like you can only play like these cards or cards that do this or whatever, and then and then it just resets every week, and then you play a couple of games or whatever, you get a couple of wins and you get like a couple of free packs, and then it just resets every week. But that's what I would like as opposed to ranked. But yeah, I don't know, man. And when did ranked come out? So it was Shining Revelry. Well, how long ago was that?
April of last year.
Yeah. So I mean, do you think we're gonna have to wait till April to get another update to that degree to the game
I don't
this
think
year?
we ever are.
Not.
Never.
They haven't announced anything. They
like-
said their next what was it, the deluxe pack EX thing that they're trying to fix with how the cards show? They're like, oh yeah, that's
Like the
we'll get
same
that
copy.
we'll get that next summer.
Oh yeah.
Next summer with our update, we got that. Yeah, we got you guys.
Yeah. It's. I mean,
I
at
give
the
you
end
guys
of the day,
$100 a month, man.
yeah. I guess. I mean, at the end of the day, like if as long as ranked exists, and then there, like you said, there's all the tournament scenes. Like, if they're just coming out with new cards, then the people who do play the game are going to be able to engage with it. I definitely don't want to wait 2 months in between set releases, but I get because that was the whole sentiment too, right? Was like people wanted the cards to come out in slower like intervals, or they wanted more time in between set releases. You guys hear a lot of that? I heard that.
Yeah,
people
yeah,
use
and that's a
that.
problem that I
Weird.
don't know if you can fix like that easily, because obviously they lose a lot of money if they do that, but
Right.
at the same time, there's a good amount of people who don't have that problem. Like, I'm excited every time a new set comes out.
Yeah.
I
I think
I'm
they should
spending
do
the
more
money to
off-
get the new cards, and I get to play with more stuff. If anything, I don't know that that them releasing sets is probably the way to go. It's probably more like, why can't we earn stuff for?
Yes. That was how I answered that question to people. I was like, why would you want less stuff released when you just want like more access to the stuff being released?
Yeah,
But the only people that I could ever imagine having an issue with that is like the collectors who haven't, like 100% completed a set yet. You know what I mean? And then the new one's coming out. But that's like such a silly like thing to think about. Now there's trading. So, I mean, for the real people who can spend money on the game, like that shouldn't even be an issue, right? Because like there's not even RNG factor anymore. It's like you should just be able to get every single card from a set if you're spending money on the game, because you can just trade with people,
yeah, dude. You
Don't
can
forget about sharing. People
Share-
can
yeah.
play, EX
Yeah.
Pokemon that they don't have.
Yeah. Yeah, and the sharing, I mean, I think the sharing's been great for people who actually play the game, because you could just get the basic rarity like EX cards and megas and stuff, which is all you need, right? Yeah, man. When does Deluxe Pack EX come back? That's
I think the
16.
same time as rank.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's something
Damn.
like that.
sweet. How do you guys feel about that? You excited for more
I need my
Deluxe?
second rare
I
candy.
feel good.
That's
I feel good, so I could get my shine back all
Is
the
it-
way up.
wait, is
because
it
that's the
the-
best pack to farm.
Is it the exact same as
Yes.
the pre? Why?
Yeah,
like no
change.
new like.
Okay.
Well, because
Money.
what else are people gonna open, bro? They've already
That's-
completed it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally it. The mini sets
Well, they also
so
want
small.
money.
Yeah.
It's like they just released a pack of the Gen 1 starters. That's gonna make money, but they have a couple extra weeks, dude, because everyone already spent all the money, like everyone was saying. So let's bring the Professor Oaks back, the rare candies. Let's just milk the game for as long as it can, and remove the only game mode we have in the meantime. At least it's coming back at the same time, though.
Man, I said it on the last episode. I don't think there's one single argument for ranked to be.
No. It's
Like,
that's
Yeah,
unreal.
Maddie, you brought up how people were like, oh, well, now we have time to get the cards that we need. Like, yeah, the top deck of last format was Suicune.
Yeah.
You needed one new Greninja EX to play that deck. Like, you don't really need the new. Same with this format. You don't really need the new cards
No.
to play. Yeah, they're fun, but if you want to play ranked, you can still do it with the old decks.
yeah.
It's like people try to explain like just a stupid decision with anything they can think of, and I think it just is what I just said. It's just a dumb decision, and trying to explain it doesn't. Like, I don't even think there's a way to explain it, man. There's no good answer that actually makes sense to me. The
No.
only one I can think is that maybe they saw that when ranked comes out, a lot of people play it for the first couple weeks, and then they sort of fall off. Because like you said, there are people who just get to Master Ball and then stop playing.
Most
so they
people.
can get their hourglasses. Yeah, most people.
95% of them, I think. Probably.
Probably. So they hit they hit that rank in Master Ball, then they stop playing, and it's like, well, we just have this game mode where player rate decreases by like 80% by the time it's almost over. But then they didn't add in any new content to remedy that. They just took away ranked, gave us bad game modes. Like, nothing was fixed. They saw a problem, tried to fix it, I think, and just completely failed trying to fix that issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, they take away ranked. They give us the only 9 win event, which we used to be 45.
Used to be
Yeah.
45.
It just makes no sense. Like, I wanted like Pokemon. You were talking about like the Hearthstone, like other events. Like they have those events in the solo battle, like use only fire types, use only 2 stars. They could easily implement that so you can only load up a game mode where you can only use something like that. At this point, I don't even want new game modes. I just want ranked back, dude, because I feel like if we ask for new game modes, they might just take freaking casuals away at this point. Like maybe it's only a pack simulator, dude, going in the next 2 months.
And for me, like, it's funny because like when ranked came, like ranked replaced just normal battles. Like I don't know, like I'm sure some people didn't play ranked; they just played like casual battles. But like, like the whole point of ranked was like you're playing like against people that are also trying to win the game. Like it's fun to play like fun decks or whatever, but you can just play those fun decks in ranked. Like in lower ranks, people are playing meme decks anyway. So it's like when you get rid of ranked, you're literally getting rid of, like you said, like the only game mode that like makes sense to play at all. You know what I mean? Like it has progression, so it's like getting rid of it doesn't make any sense. And I made I made the point too. Was like when Mega Rising came out. I'm sorry, Zach. Like I kind of understood it because like 3 packs came out and it was like the new Mega set, and I was like, sure. I was like, a month seems like a long time. Give people like a week maybe. I would give them like maybe 2 weeks. But like when Crimson Blaze came out, like where's ranked? Like why do we have to wait? Just doesn't make any sense. There's no justification for it. It's absolutely ridiculous.
The other thing I want to say about that is like the fact that the meta just gets so figured out, and like the fun part where you could see random decks pop off and do really good, you lose that opportunity in the rank mode. And then once we get into rank, as you guys saw in the Mega Rising, it's just like so stale, boring meta. It's just like, okay, Hydrate on Suicune, this is the best deck, just leave it, and that's it. And then afterwards, it just shifts completely.
Yeah. The most fun is the first week of ranked when the new cards are released and everybody's kind of racing to find like what's good. You know what I mean? Like that's the core of the game to me. Like that's what I get excited about. I mean, although last season I did just play Suicune like day 1, and I played 10 games and won 10 games and then hit Master Ball, and I was like, there we go. But no,
dude. Like,
no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, just real quick, like I remember when Secluded Springs came out, I saw everyone was on Suicune, and I didn't have 2 Suicunes yet because my luck was just really not good.
Yeah.
And I built a Raikou deck that was terrible, but I got to Master Ball with it, and like that was fun. Like I saw everyone playing Suicune, so I make this deck that really is not good, but because people haven't actually figured out how to play it yet, I can still farm wins off of them. And then I couldn't play Raikou for the rest of the season because as soon as people figured out how to build Suicune, that deck was done. Yeah. It could not deal with Suicune reliably at all. So yeah, like the beginning of ranked is the most fun, man, when you can do stuff like that.
Yeah, and when it comes out 4 weeks later, it's not as fun because you kind of know what people are going to play, and you know what's already out there. But hey, when ranked comes back, at least we have something to do, and like Zach said, it's only going to be 3 weeks, and then hopefully we get back in the normal schedule.
Yep.
I'm excited for B2 though, because I've been comparing things to like how it was a year prior, right? When like the A block version of that came out. You guys remember when Space Time Smackdown came out? Like I know Ericko said he wasn't playing back then, but if you guys can remember when Space Time Smackdown came out, it was actually, other than the release of the game itself, was the most exciting period of time for Pokemon Pocket, like by far. And then the next biggest I would say was like A3, like Shining Revelry, because of ranked, you know what I mean? But like B2 had a lot. It had all of like the tool cards, and it had like Darkrai EX. It had a bunch of super broken cards, and it like completely opened up the metagame because you had Dialga and Palkia. It was crazy. So I'm excited for B2 because I feel like they might, give us some actual quality cards, unlike Crimson Blaze, which I don't know if you guys have probably already talked about it on the podcast, but the cards of the set were interesting.
Not good, man.
Yeah,
not good.
It's crazy.
One thing predictions. You want to go first, Seth?
Nah, I was just gonna say. Well, I was gonna kind of actually bring the predictions up for that too. I was just gonna say like, yeah, like Space Time, was one of the best I feel like sets we had because it shaked up the meta so much, and I'm hoping it does the same thing because like Mythical Island felt like a DLC
Yes.
for Genetic Apex, and I feel like Crimson Blaze is the exact same way. We got some new decks, like we got the Low Punnies, we got the Venusaurs, but at the end of the day, it's really just like a Mega Rising format with like 2-3 new decks. So like, I was gonna actually then ask what you guys think like the new, what is it, B2?
Yeah,
That
B2.
was gonna be, which I'm pretty sure Erica was about to say. So
I think it's got to be Kalos. That's my. If I'm gonna throw in a guess there, I think it's gonna be like Gen 6, like, which is where Megas are from, right? That's my guess.
yeah.
I mean, it has to, right? Because I feel like they have to promote like ZA, right, to sell more copies and stuff like that. We got Mega Dragonite, we got a new Mega Absol Z, things of other Darkrai, Mega
Greninja.
So Mega Greninja, snipe 40 on 2
Oh
Pokemon.
no! Oh no!
Let's go, dude.
So just saying, yeah, something has to happen. Those cards, they can't let like that just go to waste, right? They're in the prime of that hype of the new megas. So I think it would be like, if they're not going to Kalos, it would be like they're completely dropping the ball.
Well, have
Profit-wise,
they lined up anything in
No.
Pokemon Pocket yet with like the actual like anything that is going on
No.
in other Pokemon IPs or whatever you want to call it, other series? I can't think of one that
Other than this,
Came out
because
concurrently.
Megas
The
actually
Megas.
came out.
Yeah, because
That's
the
it.
Megas, yeah, but like as far as hey, this is dropping, like I don't even think it's lined up with a actual team yet.
no.
Johto was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I love Johto. That's my favorite gen. But like the fact that it just came out of nowhere, I'm just like, okay,
I want it
cool,
to.
I'll take
I want it to be home.
Yeah, we need
Honestly,
Hoenn. We need
No,
we need
Gen 5, bro.
Unova. All we need is that black and white. I need a Zekrom
Exactly.
EX. I need to. Dude, I know.
Black and white, and I'm twerking, bro. I swear to God, like
It's the best generation. But yeah, for megas,
bro.
for megas, like Gen 6 and Gen 3 makes sense because that was those were the games
was
that
what we
came out
did,
with megas. Yeah. But okay, the other thing I want to bring up too, and I'm not trying to like drive this podcast myself, but I do have questions for you guys. So like, Crimson Blaze didn't have any non-mega EX Pokemon, right? So like, are we done with those? Do you think, or do you think it was just because it was a mini set they didn't? Like, what are your thoughts on that, guys?
I think a mini set.
I think it was a mini. Yeah.
You think we will, like in B2, we'll get some normal non-mega EX cards? Because two prizers are important
need
to the
filler.
meta. We can't just not have them anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we really
No,
don't
I
have
think-
much to work with.
No, we have Suicune.
Exactly.
It's basically
Darkrai sees some play.
Darkrai's a good
Yeah,
card.
it's like Suicune and Darkrai who's like still just like hot. Dude, like Darkrai might just be like the actual like I actually can't say the word, dude, but like he just hops decks every season, bro. Like,
We have Mega Absol. Oh wait, never. That's a 3 prize.
We
card.
got
Yeah.
we got
I'm sorry.
I did have a question though, just real quick while we're talking about. Maddie, do you like the new Mega mechanic?
Yeah, I know I do. I think it's not done perfectly yet, but I think the groundwork is really good. So, like, and I think a lot of people, because like I know Till, you came from like the official trading card game, so like 3 prizers traditionally, have been a little bit suspect in that game. But it's a different game because in that game you went from like only single and 2 prize cards, but you needed 6 prize cards to win in the official trading card game. Pocket, it's only 3. So like when you add a 3 prize Pokemon to the game, what you're doing isn't necessarily anything much different than what was already in the game before. Like, and that's what I tried to tell people when Mega Rising came out was like, how many times do you win a game just by KOing your opponent's like EX card and getting 2 prizes, right? Like, just imagine if that EX card was a Mega and it was worth 3, but you only had 2 prizes left to take, or 1. And in most decks right now, like it's kind of the case. Like when you're playing against Altaria, like you probably already have 1 or 2 prize cards taken when you win the game. It's not very often that you just KO Mega Altaria once and you win. The only scenarios where that comes up is like maybe like when you're playing Mega Absol and they just like start with it or something and you can Greninja ping it down. But I think the 3 prizes are actually good for the game. I just think they're really undertuned in general. I think they definitely didn't go hard enough on them, I guess, or they didn't go good. They didn't make them good enough. You know what I mean?
They'll get there. Don't you worry. They'll get
Yeah, I trust. Yeah, I believe they will. But no, I like them. I do, and I think it's fun to have a balance of single prizers, 2 prizers, and 3 prize Pokemon in the game. just adds variety.
I love them. I think they did it fine. I was a bit worried about it, obviously, because like you said, from the real TCG, really like the 3-point or 3 prize Pokemon over there. But here it's worked out.
Yeah, it works
pretty well, I think.
Way better, I think. I mean, the only issue is like, because if you look at like the prize math for the strongest decks in the game, like Suicune's like at the top, and that's like, you go 2-prizer into 2-prizer, right? You go like Suicune or Suicune and Greninja EX. And like, sure, like, so that's a top deck. But like, what else is there? Like, you're either playing single prize archetypes or megas. So like, that's really the only exception to that. I think other than what, like Decidueye maybe. That's it, right? I mean, everything else is megas or just single prize Pokemon. So I think they've actually balanced it fairly well.
Which is good. That was my real concern, is that we get to a point where single prize Pokemon are not something we play. And I hope we never get to that point. Like, again, the real TCG, there have been a lot of times where you could just not play anything that wasn't in.
Yeah, right.
Or it's variant for the time period. And those always suck to me. Just not having that option, only being able to play rule box Pokemon, as they're called.
Yeah.
But so far, so good. So far, so good.
Yeah,
now,
Hydreigon helped. Hydreigon's a ridiculous card.
Now, it is a shame that we only have like 2 to pick from.
It is.
Being Magnezone or Hydreigon, but
Greninja, I guess.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, if you equate the because those are like the big ones, right? But there really are a lot of single prize Pokemon in the game that just aren't. You don't even think about. Like Oricorio exists, like all the baby Pokemon exist.
A lot of utility ones.
Yeah, the utility, right? Which is kind of same with like the official TCG, I would say, right? It's not like super often you just have like a non-Roblox Pokemon swinging. Sometimes, right? But they're more like support based, and I think that's a good place. It's just a variety. As long as a deck has a variety of different Pokemon and there's not one way to play decks, then I think it's a good thing.
Now, real quick, I want to segue into a new topic. So the new topic is: should a ban list exist in Pokemon TCG Pocket? Yes or no, and why?
I don't have much to add to this, so I'm just gonna say it quick. Ban lists are for cowards. If there's a card that needs to be banned, you'll know. You'll know, because the game will be unplayable. That's the only reason that should ever happen in Pokemon. I think Pokemon has only ever banned one card while it was in standard.
It was a control archetype, right?
It was Lysander's trump card. You shuffled both players' discard piles back into their...
Yeah, hopefully we don't get nothing like that.
I don't know about Sneasel. All I know about OG Sneasel, just breaking the meta.
Oh, yeah.
The Johto,
yeah, there's
you're right.
Some
they
niche
did get rid of
examples.
Sneasel.
Some niche examples in the official TCG, but Pocket doesn't have a lot of game-breaking type mechanics. Like
they have some annoying cards.
Yeah, but we don't have like Scoop Up Net, or like you said, like the control archetypes that or for like mill decks and stuff like that. Like, just doesn't really exist much.
I think the real conversation is: are we ever going to see a rotation?
No.
Which isn't a ban.
So
it's not a ban list, but
we'll never see a rotation. No.
I agree.
Zach, give me your opinions about the ban list there. What would you ban, huh? Would you ban anything?
I mean, if I had to pick something, I was just like curious if anybody else agreed. I don't think we need one right now. I think Secluded Springs and Deluxe. I think I was just fucking annoyed of just Suicune and Gran. I mean, I think everybody was, dude. Like, let's just be real.
We
if I had a ban card, probably just Greninja.
Yeah, like I wouldn't do a ban list, but like I really think if we just banned Greninja, it would be fine. Like, I think people would probably just be happy with it, and it would be all right. Because at this point, nobody's like, oh, I really wish I got more Greninja games in. You know what I mean? Like, we've just seen enough of it, and it's just a little bit too good. But I don't think it needs to be banned.
Exactly. I don't think it needs to be. But if I had to pick one, Gren, second option TRG, because I just hate that card.
I just hate those 12 a.m. Japanese players just dropping TRG.
Literally,
random.
bro.
I know you guys have experience.
Yes.
In rank.
They're demons, dude. Like, you can't play rank late at night, because if you do, that's when the double TRG, like, weirdos, bro, just come
anywhere.
out.
That becomes the new Greninja package for people for some reason.
Dude, but
I'm curious. Why don't you guys think there will ever be a rotation for them?
I just don't think there's. Can you give me a reason why they would do a rotation? Like, not from like your perspective, but from like their perspective at Dina making this game. Why would they ever decide to just remove cards from play? You know what I mean?
I guess the best argument I could have is that they would just follow like the actual TCG And I would think, I mean, dude, if it's 2 years down the line and people who are just loading up the game need to get two Greninjas and two Frokies and some Sabrinas and Giovanni's, like.
But card acquisition is different in Pocket, right? Because you can just open a pack whenever. Technically.
Yeah. Also keeps things fresh because the real problem that you run into is as there's a bigger and bigger card pool, there is more chance for there to be some sort of broken combo that gets unlocked. Like Greninja has been strong forever. Suicune comes out, now Greninja is like the most ridiculous thing in the world. So as it makes it harder to like print cards for the future because there's this big back catalog of everything we have to consider instead of just this 2-year window where we're planning out like what's the game gonna look like. And maybe they're not that focused on it because it is like a collecting app first. But that would be my thought process. It makes card design harder.
Yeah. No, and I agree with that. Like that's eventually, because that's what they do in the official TCGs. They just reprint the same cards like in a new block, and they'll just be like, here you go, but it's like maybe a little different, or it maybe has like more HP or whatever, just like, or the effect is the same and the card's different. So like eventually they're gonna run out of cards that literally do certain things, and we've already seen them reprint basically the same cards just for like different types. Like here's like now you're like, oh, here's a Drudagon, but it's just colorless energy, and it's Zangoose, or like here's like a whatever. So they've already done that a bunch of times. I think eventually they probably will maybe have to do that, but I just don't know if they're even looking that far ahead. And if they were to do a rotation, Tilly, I think it probably wouldn't be like until another year or two, or a couple of years probably down the line.
Yeah, no, it would be another year down the line.
Yeah,
at least.
Dude, man, Greninja to me,
it would also force
unreal.
It would force the people
I can't even
to
want to
like
think about it.
buy cards, right?
Dude.
So if you get a new Oak, a new a new professor in there for draw 2, you're gonna get that nostalgia factor for the people that are like, oh, that's my generation, I like that professor or whatever, right? You get that, and then people who want to play the metagame, you're kind of forced to get like a professor's research, or you're not playing the game.
Bro, we're close to like
And
research
people
not
wanna-
even seeing any
yeah.
more play. Like I don't think people realize how close we are to that. Of like, pretty soon there's not even gonna be a real reason to play the draw 2, because like there's just other stronger options. Like we already have Copycat now. Like people play Pokeball. You have Lycia. We have Serena, which people don't really play, but May exists. So it's like at some point, like they're gonna have to buff some of those cards that are just staples. Maybe they don't. Maybe not. Maybe we just have Pokeball and research forever. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're getting close to that.
I agree the game's getting a lot faster, which, coming from Yu-Gi-Oh, I like fast-paced games. I don't like sitting there, set T-pass, end my turn. I don't like, I like, fast-paced games.
Search your deck for 4 minutes and then start the game.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much.
Check your prize cards. Yeah, dude. It's crazy, man. Greninja, it's so funny too, because like I think Tilly just mentioned like Suicune came out and Greninja got broken, but it's like the timeline of Greninja is honestly incredible, because Greninja came out in Genetic Apex, and then Cyrus came out in Space Time Smackdown, and then Rare Candy came out in A3, and then Suicune came out in Secluded Spring. So it's like, and then we got Greninja EX actually, right? So it's man. I feel like Greninja's just been getting better every single month, and
I think it's the only card to be meta that long. Like people like always talk about Dark Rock Giratina, dude, but like I don't know about Genetic Apex. I know there's like probably like a Staryu Gren or like Articuno Gren deck, but like Gren, Gyarados, Mythical Island, bro. Every other set there's Dark Rock Gren. Gren has been the only card meta relevant for probably every single set, besides like a supporter.
Yeah, I would say like the only set it really wasn't meta relevant was probably Genetic Apex. And it saw some play then, but that meta was really only like 2 or 3 decks, right?
Exactly.
When did Greninja really was it Gyarados? Was it Mythical Island?
I think
Gyarados.
Mythical Island, man, with the Gyarados, Drudigan.
Drudagon?
Yeah,
that's wild. Because I remember it being good, but it wasn't like really broken, I don't think, until like Suicune. I think Suicune really put it like over the edge in terms of
exactly.
I agree. Like I don't like. Maybe Gyarados might have been the best deck in Mythical Island with Greninja, but other than that, until Celestial Guardian,
I remember.
I don't know if it ever actually was technically like the best deck was to play some sort of grenade.
No.
Yeah, I remember Shining Revelry Gyarados. That's my memory of the first ranked season. Everyone playing Gyarados,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm
yeah, and
haunted
that
on
one, it was just
Bro.
mana feed.
Toxic. I made a video about that deck.
Whoever gets the best Misty Flip wins.
Yeah.
No, actually though, like
That
It's
no,
actually
that
this-
mirror match was I played. That was my deck for ranked during Shining Revelry, bro. The mirror match, you actually had to think. Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't about Misty. It was kind of just like who hit the heads flip on the origin form.
The Palkia. Yeah, it was the Palkia.
But you had to know when to go in with the Palkia.
We just had to know not to go in right before your opponent, right? I think you wanted to go in second.
Yeah, but then you'd be in a stalemate where your opponent's charging up like double Gyarados. And
Right, yeah, that's true.
If you don't have access to that, then you need to like take
Yeah,
the call
that's a
on
good
whether
point.
or not it's Palkia time. There were some like it wasn't just a brain dead whoever flipped 4 heads on Misty. It could be that sometimes, but
My issue with
more
that
often than not, it
interaction
was
was Gyarados into Dark Tina. Like Giratina Darkrai versus Gyarados that season felt awful because it genuinely didn't matter. It was like whether or not they just got their Pokemon out because they would just steamroll you, right? If they like
I
land
didn't
Manaphy
play.
and whatever.
I didn't play Dark Teen. I was on the Gyarados side, and it was
it was
it
crazy.
was tough.
on the other
It
side.
wasn't that easy. It was actually like not the
I didn't
matchup
like
in
it.
practice did not feel too great for. I do think it was. I don't think it was worse than 50-50, but it was like because
I
there
could
were
look it
plays
up.
they could do where if they put a Rocky helmet on a Darkrai and you backed into it and you didn't have your cape, then their Giratina could come up and knock it out. Or if their Giratina had the cape, then you needed your Rocky helmet on the Gyarados.
Yeah.
So you could do enough like there were things that would go wrong, and that's where my hate for Team Rocket Grunt comes out because I'd be playing that match and then the Dark Team would put out a Team Rocket Grunt.
You had to play Grunt. I played Mewtwo Giratina at the beginning of the first ranked season and absolutely dominated everybody for like a week or two. And then everybody changed their decks. Like they dropped Druddigon from Darktina, and then they played Rocky Helmet and Gyarados or Cape and Gyarados, I think it was, but I forget. They played one of each, I think. And then it just made the matchup unwinnable because I couldn't couldn't take the KO and I had to swap. That first ranked season was fun, man. It's good times.
Dude, I got to.
I hated it.
It was bad. It was horrible.
I hated Shining Revelry so
Literally,
much.
But I remember. Dude, but imagine if we had ranked the season prior with Triumphant Light.
I would be number 1 with Gallade, bro. I'd be number 1 in the world on my life.
I would be number 2 with Palkia.
I'm pretty
farming
sure-
all the RCS players, bro.
I'm pretty sure that meta was Dialga Arceus and
Yeah, it
then
was.
Yes.
nothing
Dialga
else.
Arceus, Rampardos,
Rampardos, yeah, that was
and some of us true Gallade believers were actually having fun at metagame
yeah, sure.
while everyone else
Palkia
did their.
players.
I've said it from
Yeah, the one
I'm
of
gonna
them.
cap, I hate that card. I hate that card, Gallade. So
I've
much.
said it from day one. I think the metagame, like the game actually got competitively viable when Oricorio came out, and anything before Oricorio to me was very, very linear in terms of like the meta actual dynamics of the metagame. That's always been my opinion, and you guys can
Addy,
feel
what do you
free
got to say to the
disagree with it.
Oricorio hater?
I think Oricorio is the #1 most important card in the game, and it is by far the most healthy card that they've ever released.
So
to
big.
Pokemon Pocket. I think it is. I don't even think it's like a debate. Like, it stinks now because the last couple of seasons it's all just Greninja, so now we can't even really utilize Oricorio properly. But I still think it's important.
Some of the best times of my life were Greninja, Oricorio, and Celestial Guardians because
So-
I was playing a deck that took a lot of time. Like it wasn't, you didn't win games fast, and when you don't win games fast, and there's more actions to be done throughout a game, it's the person who's playing better that comes.
Yeah, exactly. The more game, exactly. That's the real thing about Pokemon Pocket that I don't think people understand is a lot of players assume they lose the game just off the opening hand when they're at a disadvantage. But like, maybe if you're playing Venusaur over there and you miss your turn 2 Ivysaur, but
Nah, bro.
no, I mean, I think as long as Oricorio is relevant, the metas have been healthy, and I just think Oricorio hasn't been that relevant, and I think that's kind of why we're in like a weird place of the current metagame. But we have Chingling now, and honestly, Chingling kind of is the new Oricorio. So like my opinions about Oricorio have changed a little bit since we've gotten Chingling, which yet again is absolutely disrespected. I don't know if you guys know, Chingling saw more play than any other single Pokemon in the entire game last season. You guys probably knew that, maybe not, but was the most played single Pokemon. And I need to actually check the data for this season, but I think Chingling should be the number 1 most played Pokemon in every deck.
Not a lot of
Any
chingling going
card
around
that
this
shuts
time.
down, takes away like cards that your opponent could play. It's just nasty. You know, it's like there's no reason why you shouldn't be playing it, because it's like if you could abuse it, you might as well, right?
I mean, and everyone's complaining about Greninja, you know, and it's like, listen, like they gave us Copycat, right? They gave us Chingling. They gave us all this stuff that kind of is really there to really help you in that particular matchup, but people kind of just neglect to.
Well, the problem is that the Suicune player just puts in a Frogadier, and the Chingling stuff ceases to make 2.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I
They still
agree,
gotta
but that's
try it.
only if they get like turn 2 Frogadier. Because like if they evolve Frogadier on turn 3,
Oh,
then
they
they
do.
get turn 4 Greninja,
Yeah,
and then
they
it's
do.
like,
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
but you know,
Don't you worry, they do.
but it's better than a turn 2 Greninja, right? And with
Yes,
Cyrus.
yes,
and then it's-
absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
And you
I
can
love
Mars them
Chingling.
too. They got 12 cards in their hand, and you just Mars them down to whatever. You know, like there's at least some counterplay to the whole Suicune Greninja stuff now.
I bullied,
But-
dude. I bullied so many Suicunes with that
Yeah.
package. You run a Chingling, and you make sure that you have a red card or a Mars in your hand. So
Yeah.
then when you're set up and you're ready to go,
Yep.
set them back down to 3 and start swinging.
Yeah, that's if ranked were out today, I would play either Suicune Greninja or I would play a Greninja deck that plays 2 Chingling, like Altaria or Absol. Those would be my picks, just because that's the meta. It's just, can you get Greninja out first, and Chingling is the only way to really delay that. In my mind, what was your guys' favorite decks of all time over the course of Pokemon Pocket history, or just favorite like ranked seasons? I don't know. Do you guys play like the same deck all season typically, or do you like? You
I'm
had to
actually
pick one?
about to make out like my all-time favorite deck. Out. So what else are you getting?
Yeah, 100%.
My favorite deck of all time, I think it's probably something with Greninja in it. It's either Greninja, Farfetch'd, Starshadow from Ball Island.
That was a sick deck.
That deck was a lot of fun. And as cringe as it might be, like Greninja Oricorio from Celestial Guardian. Yeah, I was just outplaying everybody, man.
Yeah.
I felt truly in control of everything when I played that deck.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know that existed.
Really?
It's Farfetch and
Dude.
Yeah, you weren't around, bro, but it definitely wasn't a tier 1 deck, like not by any means, but I won some very satisfying games.
Marshadow was a
Where-
good card. Sack, what do you got?
What's your-
Venusaur? Is that your favorite deck?
No, I actually, I don't have like, I can't like pick a top 1, bro, because it depends on like the mood of the day. But like top 3 for like all time is like between Espeon, obviously in Wisdom, Guz Noggendel, and ED Crisis, and then probably like the Decidueye Masquerada. It's, like,
Decimeow was.
depending on the day, dude.
That was a fun deck.
Venusaur was fun, like probably like in there too. Mega Venusaur kind of ruined it though. I'm not gonna lie, like
Dude.
I
At
just,
least,
I think that
you're not a
sucked,
Mega
bro.
Blastoise fan, because that's unbelievable. Still can't believe it.
R.I.P. to the big man Blastoise.
Dude,
What about
maybe
you,
the
Jimbo?
worst card ever. That might be the worst card they've ever given us.
Yeah.
I'd say my favorite would be like Leafeon and Flareon. I just love that deck so much because it's like a very combo deck, and I just love combo decks. And one misplay could literally cost you the game. How you distribute your energy around to it, so it's very easy to misplay. Overall, I'd say that's my favorite deck.
Bro's
love it.
lying through his teeth. His favorite deck is Charizard EX from Shining Revelry.
And Stoke.
Dude,
Let's go, Stoke
It's funny. My number one deck, if I had to pick, would be the Sylveon Charizard deck from the EV Grove season.
Hey, there you
And
go.
the-
There you
and
go.
the- and the rank-
That's a man of
Dude,
culture
rank-
right there.
Nah.
Man of culture.
There was nothing more fun than
A
playing
man of culture.
Sylveon Charizard, and just and just doing the exact same thing every game. I remember playing like 100 ranked battles in a row, and I didn't remember a single thing that happened because it was just an autopilot deck. It was so funny.
I know your favorite restaurant, buddy. You eat at
Yes.
McDonald's every day.
Every day, dude. If I could, I would actually. I love that deck. It was so
The
much fun.
quarter pounders, man.
So much fun. I love it.
Let's go, Jimbo.
All right. My favorite deck was probably my weird ass Guzzlord Naganondel Darkrai Cook from, like, what was it? I forget.
Oh.
I forget when I was playing that, but
Yo.
I went crazy with that.
I just remembered that's like my number 2 deck. I'm not gonna lie, I do love that Charizard deck, but my real answer is a deck that wasn't actually ever meta, but I did play it, and it was during Mythical Island, and it was Mew EX with Weezing with Expeditioner and Koga, like the double scoop up deck.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You remember that deck? I cooked that thing
Yes.
up. I cooked that thing up myself, and I made a video on it. Nobody ever played it or cared, but that was one of my favorite deck of all time, just because it was like, it was so fun to just poison and then infinitely scoop up your Pokemon, and then you know what I mean. And then you would play like one of the remember Tauros from Mythical Island, and you'd hit for like a 120, take a KO.
Yep.
That deck was awesome, dude. That was like my favorite of all time.
I forgot. That was just you match into that and you're guaranteed going to be there for the next 50.
Oh yeah,
That deck was a nightmare to play against, but it was very funny.
I think I made a Hypno Pink Urchin deck back in the day. If you remember, what's Sick laughing at over there?
Bro, just hearing about all these decks, bro, I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys talking? Because I wasn't around, but it's hilarious. I love to hear it.
He's about to.
Erica, wait
throw these
till
names.
listen. During the first rank season, this is one of my favorite decks too. Is during the first rank season, I played fucking Drudagon, Snorlax, Barry with 1 Giratina, and I got top 500 Master Ball with that deck.
Barry
And
Snorlax.
nobody played that shit, but
The game was a lot more creative back then.
That
That's
was
what
so
I'll say.
fun,
I've
man.
never seen a Koga been played in my life. That's all I'm gonna say.
That was like fringe meta for a bit. Weezing Koga.
I used to love Weezing. Like I think I never liked Weezing in the actual Pokemon. Like I didn't dislike him, but I never cared about him until like Pocket, and then like playing like all the Weezing variants. I just ended up actually liking the card way more. Yep. And Scolipede was kind of fire.
Scolipede was sick. Remember when
That
it
was
won
awesome.
like the first tournament of that season? You remember that?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it won
It's
like the
just farm
first
Mewtwo's.
like Ursa Days tournament, and then nobody ever played it after that. It beat like Mewtwo, I
it
think.
was never
specifically.
good again.
No, yeah. Golem.
Or
Remember,
was-
like Golem won a tournament.
I was
week one?
about to say, yeah, was it Golem or was it Scolipede that won? Or maybe
Might have been
Golem won the
Golem, dude.
second one, and it was the
Gol-
same exact thing where
Yeah.
nobody touched it.
I don't think Scolipede won Ursies. I know Golem did. I know as a matter of fact, like Golem did
Golem.
because I made a video about it. But I think Scolipede like won like a different tournament or something. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
it was
think
an
so.
Ursies day though.
I was pushing Scolipede for a minute.
It
It was a good.
super
It was a
fun,
good
though.
specific counter meta deck. We don't have enough of that anymore in the game. Like, where's the Suicune Greninja counter meta?
You can't. You
know?
can't counter Suicune, bro.
We
The
should
only way to
should
beat
look this
Suicune
up.
Is with Suicune.
I'm actually genuinely curious right now, like what the like actual best matchup is against Suicune Greninja.
It's probably like either Magnezone, Ori, Venusaur, or like Decidueye. Like,
Zeragra.
Maybe Tapu Koko, like Tapu Koko,
dude,
Dude,
that's not
Jolteon.
Well, that's not
I-
even good.
I would pay $1 million to see
It's
you
Decidueye.
play that deck against Suicune and try to like. I want to see
You
how you
can.
ever win a game.
You can. I top cut Mad's tournament twice with that deck, and I posted my
Yes,
VODs.
sir.
All right, on
What is your
YouTube. They're
plan?
3-hour
Is it-
videos.
Is it you set up the Greninja Cyrus play before they do while drawing half their deck? Is that how you do it? How do you get
Yes.
through their Greninja
Dude, yeah, you just Cyrus it, man.
before
But,
they do?
So
With plus one
I mean,
card every
I'm
turn.
running double helmet. So if they put a Greninja in to clear something, I do enough chip damage to revenge KO the Greninja.
What deck is that?
You'll hit.
Well, it's like the 10 card deck where it's like double helmet, double
Oh.
copycat.
Yeah,
In the
Oh, I
Yeah,
guess
that's-
if they
that's
just
me.
play one of the baby.
in the that's the Greninja Oricorio one. You mean? Was it
Yeah.
Aurora? Yeah. No, that deck is
and
actually
it's just
good against.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and if you have like it's also nice if you get like Zeras to open up with because you actually just go so much faster than them. Like you can
like-
kind of beat the shit out of them with the Zeras.
So the
That's the real anti-meta deck.
yeah.
The closest anti-meta deck we have in Pokemon.
The data-
Like a
the data shows
bad.
sorry, my bad. I know I'm just
you're
talking.
good,
It's
you're good. My bad.
it's grass, so it's Decidueye and Venusaur. They're both
I
both
knew
at
it,
about
yeah.
a it's like a 62% win rate.
I was gonna say though, like Silvzera, dude, you like the only way you win, you have to have like a 4-card combo turn one like every time. I just like I've tried the deck out myself and it sucks. I just don't get it, bro.
I have two.
Hey, it works for
Just
me,
heard
man.
it. It's like one of my favorite decks ever, man. I don't get it in this.
Yeah, it's just he's just better.
I
Like
kind of want everybody to crash out a little bit real quick. What's the worst deck that you guys have ever played against, and why is it Venus? No, I'm kidding. But why? What deck?
let me go first real quick, bro. I need a rant. At least in this meta, bro, I hate everybody who's playing Altaria. That's all I'm gonna say, dude. Because every time I'm winning, dude, I'm about to win. I have like a Cyrus, or I just 2-tap the dude. A freaking Swablu comes out, dude, and all of a sudden I'm freaking doing this for
Sing,
the 10
dude.
fucking turns, and then I can't win, bro. It's like
Sing Altaria is like that
Actually,
card should not exist. The Swablu.
that, going back to the ban list, that card needs to be banned. That's my answer. Actually, we should
not-
have a
not
ban
even
list
a
for
bad
that
pick.
specific card.
It's a good pick.
Find a friend Swablu. Find a friend.
People
man.
people were out commenting on my video. They're like, "Should I play the new Swablu?" I'm like, "No, I'm
No.
like, what do you
Let's
mean?
just push the
You have
agenda.
a 50%
Let's
chance
just
to
push
win
the
the
agenda.
game.
We'll
Whatever
fix
you
this
want."
up. We'll fix this up. Everyone, in their new video. This new Swablu, dude. The deck's crazy now.
The find a friend, the
Don't
40th
play
find a friend
Sing.
card in the game. Suddenly,
I
all these
think,
like
like,
really good.
Yeah,
In
that
Grand
that
Alt, I can
second
see, like, a 1-1
Chingling's
line.
gonna win you the game for sure.
It's like as if we don't play double Lissy or whatever in the deck. Like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know. It's so pointless.
What fucking pisses me off is the people who are running the goddamn 20 damage Swablu. I'm still seeing that.
Oh yeah, in casual matches every time.
Maybe they haven't pulled it. Maybe they
you know what we need? We need more 50 HP basics. We need a 50 HP Froakie. We need a we need a
Okay,
we need
don't
a
say that.
We need
Don't
a
you
know
dare
how
say
The
big
that.
HP
You're
Froakie
gonna make
does
every
30
single
damage.
deck?
does
Exact
30
same as
damage.
Magnemite.
Yeah, that would be sick. And then we need a we just need more 50 HP basics, man.
Mega Greninja too. Just ping 40.
We do need Mega Greninja.
Split.
Yeah, Suicune
Split
needs to
two.
now play 4 different Greninjas in their deck.
We need
or
to
three.
make Mega Darkrai.
We need water
40
duplicates,
We-
Frogadier.
We probably will be getting Mega
We
Dark.
get Mega Dark Tina.
Dude, that would be sick if I actually brought Dartina back. Like, if it countered Suicune, because that was the deck to beat
That would
Suicune,
be sick.
bro.
It was. You're right.
I don't even care at this point.
I wonder, man, I really just do. I'm so curious about the decks and like the progression of the meta. Like that's all I really care about with Pokemon Pocket, which is hilarious. But like that's all I care about. If B2 comes out and we get an archetype that is specifically, because it has to not only beat Suicune Greninja in the head-to-head, but it has to be strong. Like think about the only thing that really knocked Giratina Darkrai off was Suicune Greninja, and look where it's at. You know what I mean? So like, would you at this point would you rather get a new deck at that tier or not? You know what I mean? Like you got to be careful what
Yeah.
you ask for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would be. If we got like a new Dartina, like that like kicks Suicune out, and because like I don't know, dude, just like I'll take anything at this point. Like I started playing Suicune again, bro, because there's no other options. I was like trying to enter a tournament. I'm like, well, if I play this, I have an auto loss matchup to this. If I play this, like auto loss this, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm playing Suicune then. And then my auto loss matchup is them going second in the mirror match. So it's
No,
like I'll take anything.
Suicune's actually I think probably my favorite mirror of all time in Pokemon Pocket. Hot take. That's my hot take.
I think during
You got
secluded springs it felt a lot more. Granted, I haven't played a lot of it in the Mega Rising format, but to me it seems now that like we're not playing Repel or anything to like slow the opponent down. It does feel like if you go first starting Froakie, it's like you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, because you're
And
not playing
Sec,
Retreat
you
or
play the
whatever.
mirror all the time. Like if you is going first like just kind of a death sentence in that
But you have-
matchup.
you have
almost,
Greninja
if they
EX,
get a
though.
normal start.
Yeah.
But you have
Exactly.
Greninja
So
EX.
I'm playing the double Granny X build, and I literally just got top 8 last night playing that build, and even if I go first, curve into a Granny X, that's just them going second, dude. Still 90% of the time they end up winning. It's just like it really comes down to just going second. Yeah, there's some games I've definitely won going first, but like if they get the exact same hand or better, because like I go first, I evolve with the Granny X, I have to like still take that first hit. So like yeah, I might like come in for Granny X, start swinging for 100, but that Suicune in the back is gonna already be half HP, so that's gonna get maybe one attack off end game. Where like I'm gonna have to attack them 4 times. Like I like still like this, the first hit is really impactful, dude. And not to mention like I had a game last night in top 8. I started first going Froakie. I didn't curve in the Granny X, so I had to like basically what was the I accidentally
You
muted
had
my
to
audio
evolve
somehow,
into
bro.
Baby Gren.
Yeah, I had evolved into a Frogadier, dude, and just like that was so slow. Like I just lost the game. Like by turn, I already knew by like turn 2 I lost the game because they curved into a Gren EX themselves and an actual Gren. It was just like insane.
Yeah, I mean, if they
So,
have the same, like, you know, if they draw all of the cards they need as well. But if both players lead Suicune, like going first isn't even that bad in so many ways. Of like, because you can just not bench, right? So if they hit you, like you can make it so they they can't deal a bunch of damage, and then they have to decide whether they want to bench any Pokemon to deal more than 20 damage to you. And then if they do that, if they fill their bench, then on turn, on your following turn, you can fill your bench. And then if you get a Greninja out turn 2 or turn 3, then you can actually KO them first. So like if both players lead Suicune, I don't think first or second's like that big of a deal. But like to your point, if you're leading Froakie, like you're going to be at a disadvantage. That's just obviously not what you want with the deck regardless. So there's always things like that. It's like if you led, like what was it? Like if you led Giratina in Darktina Mirror, or one of the two, I forget what it was. One was like substantially worse, because you needed the Giratina damage to oftentimes take KOs to end the game. So like that was a factor in that matchup as well. But
yeah, I think it's like the main thing about going first is just like the energy advantage, because like especially if like Gren EX now, dude, like the Suicune player going second can just set up like 3 attackers and like rotate between them, while like the person going first only has those 2 attackers, which is like one's already going to be at that half HP, so you don't really have the pivot power. Or like if you want to place another Suicune down that hasn't taken damage yet, like you're just giving your opponent more damage for end game. So it's just like it's like a very weird situation. I think going second, obviously, I mean everybody agrees going second has always been better in pocket, but
yeah,
for, like,
there's
decks that don't have
every mirror match is going to be like kind of toxic in that sense, right? But I feel like Suicune's like it's not as horrible as maybe some others. Like when you're playing like Hydreigon, right, and they just forget the first Hydreigon out and KO you 3 times in a row, and then the game's over. Or like back in the Charizard days, it was like, can I stoke first? Like, or you know what I mean? So there's definitely like worse mirror matches, because mirror matches in pocket historically are horrible. But I actually think the Suicune one has, because the games typically have more decisions to be made, because Suicune forces you to make decisions more than other decks. And I think there's a little bit more decision making going around. But,
I mean, in general, I do think that like Greninja decks that have Greninja, those mirror matches are usually pretty fine. Like they are, it's who plays better for the most part. Like, dude, the Tapu Lele Snorlax Greninja, or maybe no, after that it was just Tapu Lele Giratina Greninja. That mirror match, I was so bad in that mirror, man. That's what made me drop the deck. Was like people figured it out and I hadn't yet, so I just pivoted off of it. But that mirror was hard. That was a hard mirror to navigate.
I used to like the Giratina Darkrai mirror. Like if both leads were like somewhat even, sometimes you'd lose the game on turn 2. It just didn't matter. But like if both players got off to like a somewhat even start, like the game would kind of go for a while, and whether you Sabrina'd at this point or you saved your Sabrina or whatever, or if you know what I mean, like the decisions were actually kind of fun. Like certain mirror matches are not, like they're not all built the same, I feel like.
I'm like 7 months clean Darktina. I played it during Shining Revelry a little bit, and since then I've been so
yeah.
I can't even speak on it.
Never a big Darktina fan.
I know that's your favorite deck, right?
I played the deck a lot. Yeah,
Tilly's
the
favorite.
Darktina mirror match was definitely the most skilled, and probably I want to say like one of the
It was good.
kind of only skilled mirror matches, I would say, because I was like really heavy on Darktina at the very beginning, going in the Master Ball. Is like when I started playing it, dude. But like I think I played like my last 2 games Darktina, then like I literally won like a 17 win streak, dude, before win streaks. Shining Revelry, and then switching to Gallade and like Gyarados, which like actually ruined my points back then, dude. But then I went back to Darktina for like the last 2 days, and it's just like, yeah, the mirror match had skill expression, bro. And I feel like similar to what Tilly was saying, like I feel in Secluded Springs, all the what is it, dude? What Suicune mirror matches? They had the text, they had the repels, they had the inflatable boat, the XPs, the leaves. Yeah. But now that we don't have that, like if you just have like before you, like if you had a bad start, there's ways to get out of it. Like now you don't have that, so like
you gotta draw.
whoever just draws like the Greninja first, going second and stuff like that. Like if the person goes second and gets the Greninja first, like it's just cooked.
Yeah.
Because
no going second, Suicune lead, going first against a going first Froakie lead is like it's gonna be very difficult to win there for sure.
But even like even if you're like going first with Suicune and the other dude just gets the Gren first, and you could obviously see that's like the same thing for like the guy going first. It's just like it really feels like whoever curves in the Gren faster just wins that matchup nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Which is just
for sure. I mean that's how it should be. That's probably how it should be.
I just don't like. I hate the mirrors now, bro. I just don't like. I hate Suicune, bro. Like, pack them
Suicune's
up.
just bad. Suicune is. I remember when they announced Suicune, and I told people too. I was like, "This is probably the best card that's ever been printed. This thing just does everything. It's like a control card. It does damage. It draws cards. It's got a lot of HP. It's crazy. It really is."
To get back on topic, my most hated deck, FaceTime SmackDown, when people figured out that you just had to turn your brain off and play Executor Celebi.
Mm.
When the meta devolved into that, bro, that was the worst. The worst. You would just lose the game if Executor flipped heads on its first attack with a lot of decks. It was so bad. There's like nothing you can do. There's nothing. You're just playing
What if
a coin flip deck.
What if I told you the game hasn't changed? It's just people just stopped playing that. But like, if people were to all play that deck, and then you go up against an Executor that flips heads on turn 2, going first, you just lose. Either way,
Crash out.
the game is still the
Farms on
same.
Dragon.
Yeah, that is Hydreigon kind of now, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just kidding. But imagine if Executor was broken and nobody knew about it. We just gotta bust it back out.
What it was.
I mean, I did actually last season.
Did you? How'd it go?
Yeah, I played. I got like 120 plus points playing Egg Venusaur in like top 1,000. So.
With Venusaur, huh?
Can't let it go.
Hey, no, we just crashed out so much that I pulled it up, right? Like I literally pulled on my exact mythical island deck, and somehow went plus 100 on like a 5-win streak. Like I literally farmed like 3 Hydreigons, bro, going first. I just like, boom, Executor EX, bro, knocked them out, dude. Mega Absol comes in, freaking land double heads. Easiest game of my life.
Yeah. If you're hitting a bunch of Absols, like that aggro grass is probably pretty decent. I mean, you live a hit from Hydreigon, right? So like,
Yep.
it's probably not that bad. Like at least if like you're seeing a lot of Hydreigon. I'm a big Executor fan. I really think I remember thinking it was like a really good card back in Genetic Apex, but nobody played it until Mythical Island.
I loved the guy, bro. That was like one of my decks was Executor Greninja EX with a 1/1 Wiggle. That you could have a chance against. Like that was your end game guy. Like against Charizard, a lot of the times the game just, or pretty much every single time, the game came down to could you put Charizard to sleep for a
Wigglytuff
turn,
EX.
and if you could, you won.
Wigglytuff EX, I remember.
I like that deck. Executor was a cool guy until it was just him and Celebi.
Yeah, Celebi's not a cool guy. At
I
all.
agree.
Bad. He's a bad dude.
Only in Leafeon Celebi, that was fun, but
Leafeon.
That was like day one ever Leaf.
yep.
People thought it was gonna be busted.
It's really not a bad card. I mean, with all the EV buffs and stuff, like it's kind of an okay card. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like meta, but as far as Pokemon cards go in Pocket, like Leafeon EX is actually pretty good. It's just not a real reason.
No,
to play.
I wish he was better because I love energy acceleration like that. But it just doesn't have a good partner.
Right, that's the
right
problem. Because like you go +1, maybe +2 energies, and you can get a 70 damage attack off at least, probably once, right? And now you can boost it evolution EV. You have, yeah, I mean it can't be bad, but
I think
grass
if
is
Mega
just a
Pinsir
struggle.
wasn't a bad deck, it would have been.
Dude,
Or sorry, Mega Pinsir wasn't a bad card.
I don't
That
even.
might have been a thing.
I think Mega Pinsir is totally also fine. I think more people should play it, and that's my opinion. Yo, Mega Pinsir,
Oh,
but you got to play it with Chingling Magnezone. One Mega Pinsir, and
Come
this is
on, dude.
listen,
It's
this is
just-
the-
no. It's the same thing. No.
this is the one
No.
example. This is the one example, Tilly, where you can play Serena in your deck, and it kind of makes sense. You play one Serena, one Mega Pinsir. Serena's a card that nobody plays because there's no reason to play a Serena, right? The only reason you would ever play Serena is if you were playing like a basic Mega and you didn't want to lead off with it. But like when you're playing Absol, that's the only other example of a basic Mega that you don't want to lead off with, but you want to play. But Mega Absol, you don't really care about getting it on the bench early to attach energies to it because it's only a 2 energy attack cost. So like when you're playing Pinsir, you can just play Serena. More oftentimes, you don't lead Pinsir, but you can get it on the bench and you can start committing energies to it while you have Chingling in the active and set up your Magnezone. It's not a bad deck.
Low-key, you are cooking, but it is just a Magnezone deck, and I think that you'll probably win a lot more games because of Magnezone than you will because of Pinsir.
But you do 1-hit KO Absol. And you'll 1-hit KO Suicune, that 150. You know, you just run a will in your deck. I'm just saying, it's you gotta
It sounds like we're jumping through a lot of hoops just to play one Serena.
well I'm just saying, you know, it's the only example that I came up with in the first couple of weeks of the season why I would ever play Serena.
Isn't there
So,
only like
it's been on my
one
mind
deck
ever since.
that benefits off that card and then nobody else?
There's no decks
Not
to
a
play Serena
Blaziken?
because there's no reason
Something
to.
like that.
No, there is one.
Is there one? What is it?
It was the
Yeah,
Steelix.
there's a Blaziken deck that
Steelix.
was playing it.
Yeah, but
Blaziken.
would you rather not play it though? Like, is it optimal to play it? That's the question. You know what I mean?
He made top 8, so. I mean, it
Okay,
worked.
yeah, but
I feel like
he's
Mage
playing
has to be
Blaziken.
better.
He's probably just went second and went rare candy and won games. You know?
I mean, dude, maybe
Yeah, I don't know how much the rest of the deck matters for Blaziken. It's just
low
you hit rare
it's just
candy.
like consistency piece.
Yeah, like
If you have the rare candy, it's arena boom.
just play May. Like if you're playing a stage 2 deck, just play May, or just play
For real.
Copycat and just draw into it. You know, I haven't even taken a look at Suicune decks recently, but if I were to play Suicune now, I'd probably play one Frogadier, one May. Honestly, that's what I would play.
You just, I don't know where you're finding the room for the May Loki.
I don't
guess,
know.
like, one
I'm
cape.
cutting.
I
I
guess
cut
one
something.
cape.
Yeah, I'll play one Cape, one Cyrus, one May, one Irida.
Uh,
I don't know. That's probably what I play. Do we even need Irida? What is Irida doing in Suicune these days? Does anyone know?
a lot of stuff.
Is it? I don't know. I haven't played it, so
Getting out of-
keep the Irida then.
Making me get top
Get
8
it out of-
yesterday.
Keep
Yeah,
the Irida.
Sekiru's on double Irida.
Do you play
Well, I
Copycat?
don't play in DD.
Do you play
No,
Copycat?
I
in
don't.
here?
I just raw dog my
That's
draws.
crazy.
Even in the mirror? You don't want Copycat in the mirror?
I want, dude. I actually lost. I lost through a copycat this week. I kind
That's-
of want to take out like maybe one giant cape for a copycat, but
Cape is a weird
mean,
card, dude.
it's like
a
I don't know.
weird-
Cape was like super meta relevant last season. I feel like it's not like you don't need it as much on Suicunes. I feel like most Suicunes are playing one, but like yeah, I kind of want the copycat to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I think you're right. I interpreted Cape and Suicune last season because of Blaziken, mostly.
Mhm.
But I don't know
But-
if that's the case really anymore.
It's also really good for like chingling Altarias, which are like kind of coming back.
yes,
and all that
Altaria
stuff,
is the other
and,
one. I'm sorry, I definitely right. Yeah, Altaria. Altaria's been struggling though. Am I wrong about that? I feel like all the data I look up, Altaria really has not been very
Yes,
good this
because
season.
when Ninja came back.
Do you agree with that, Tilly?
I played so much Altaria last season, and I couldn't find a list that consistently beat Suicune.
Yeah.
So I don't know how people are doing it now. It
Probably not.
doesn't happen.
I think they're
doesn't.
playing Greninja Altaria, which because they just maybe don't have
That one
Suicunes in their
has the
collection.
best chance. Yeah, that one has the best chance into Suicune, and it's still I don't even think positive.
I hate that deck. I think that
Because like, how could
if
it
they
be?
just get it, bro, they just win.
Trying to set up your Greninja, man, and
I
then
like Dark
if they
Greninja
just put
better.
a cape on the Suicune, you get to one shot.
Yeah, Sam, I like that deck more.
Dark Greninja was. It felt good to me because it was like I'm playing Greninja, but I'm playing Chingling, so I can get my Greninjas out before Suicune can, and I can play some hand disruption. And if I play Altaria, I have Dark Rocky Helmet to take away their Chingling. So it's like I don't know.
That was
to me,
my
that
favorite
felt
deck
good,
last
though.
season. That
Yeah.
deck was awesome.
It was fun. It was definitely fun. I feel like that's got to be a top. I made a video today on like my top 5 decks, and they were all Greninja. And I was like, you could either play Blaziken or Hydreigon if you just want to play like high roll and just win by getting lucky, or just play a Greninja deck. And that was how I interpreted the metagame right now, basically.
Maddie, what's your least favorite deck of all time? Did you say?
It's probably the same as my favorite. My least favorite deck of all time.
Yeah, like you saw it and you almost considered just hitting concede or finding the guy in real life.
I'm trying to think, dude. I don't know. Like, probably Gyarados. It was probably Gyarados because I never played it, so I always played against it, and it was just ridiculous. I had such a
I giggled.
Very-
Oh God, I loved
dude.
it. Like when you would hit the psychic energy off the Giratina and now you couldn't attack, just high roll on him. That was
It's
the
like
best.
I'm going into a Gyarados. Like I got 150 HP. I hit him, and I go to now he KOs me. It's like it was just like, but really I hated it because like I was playing Mewtina in that first rank season, and then they started to play Cape, and I couldn't, and I couldn't red KO with Mewtwo on Gyarados or whatever. That was basically it. It was like Rocky Helmet red to force KOs on a Gyarados, and then they changed it up. Yeah, it's probably Gyarados. Because there's nothing like recently that I'm too upset about or care much about. Because like, you just learn to accept what's going on in the meta game.
Yeah.
You
The
just
same thing with
get used to
Oricorio.
it.
Like if you get mad at Oricorio, just don't play a deck that loses to Oricorio.
dude,
You gotta build for it, man.
What?
if somebody were to sit here and try to talk poorly about Oricorio, I would immediately I would write them off. I can't listen to it.
I hated him at the beginning, but that's only because I played Masquerade at Decidueye, and it was kind of annoying. But like besides that season, like yeah, he's fine. But what about you, Jimbo? What deck do you hate the most?
What deck do I hate the most? Any deck that
Yeah.
I'm not currently playing, I will complain about.
That's true.
But right now, honestly, I hate the most is it's gotta be either Chingling, Greninja, Darkrai, like that slop deck, or just the people who are still running Chingling in their high roll Hydreigon decks. I'm
Ooh,
tired
yeah.
of that shit.
The anti-mirror Hydreigon deck. The
Yeah.
Yeah,
That shit
you know,
pisses
right
me
now,
off.
right now it's got to be Sing. It's got to be Sing Swablu, Altaria,
That's
specifically,
what I'm saying, bro.
specifically the Greninja one, because it's like I get my Chingling out, and I'm like, ha, you can't Greninja, and then they're like, no, I'm just gonna put you to sleep, and it's gonna stick for 4 turns, and I'm just gonna evolve my Greninja. I hate that deck.
You don't understand how many
hate
times
that.
I've seen that Sing Swablu in like grand finals or in top 4, winning players so
yeah.
many games that they shouldn't have been just because of coin flip. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, I don't know what they were thinking with that card. Sing in general is the worst effect in the game, so I don't know why they would ever even make a card that's allowed to put people to sleep. It's not.
I
a
must
good
just be
card.
God's favorite because I don't think I've ever lost because of a.
Even
I've been
playing
put to sleep for a lot of turns.
even playing
and
Dark Greninja in that matchup specifically. If you're playing
Yeah,
Chingling
no,
Absol Greninja.
Altaria Greninja was incredibly free. Altaria, you just lost to any. That's a really bad matchup for Absol.
Yeah,
Regular Altaria, that's not.
no, but you
They get to Chingling you, and then Altaria
in that matchup
or the Jirachi. The Jirachi. They
The
put
Jirachi,
damage
yeah.
on the Absol, and it's like, well, I can't not get my Absol down. I have to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah. No, the Altaria Greninja matchup was free, other than when they would sleep your Chingling and then evolve Greninja and win. Like that was why. That's why I
must
hated
just be
it.
different, bro. Never happened. Happened.
crazy,
I farmed
bro.
them.
You're crazy.
No, but definitely the one deck that I hated, as much as it was pretty cool in the beginning, when it first came out, it was definitely that Sylveon Greninja Darkrai deck. I hated that deck. And then when it started evolving with Ori, I don't know, I just hated that deck because like you could just utilize the psychic energy so well. Just give it to Sylveon, have it attack, and then just like lose 2 points. Okay, cool. I got a bazooka back here, ready to like destroy your field. It was like I'm like just damn. I mean, yeah, nah. It was a good deck, but at the same time, it was just the most annoying thing to play against.
That's got to be the weirdest time in Pokemon meta history, was right before Suicune came out. Do you guys remember like the decks people were playing like before Suicune? Like that was the weirdest meta. It was so strange.
No,
I
it was
think I took
Wisdom.
a
It was
long-
Espeon, Buzz, Guzz, Dartina.
Yeah, but it was also like that psychic Greninja deck, and it was there was like Snorlax. Remember the Snorlax decks were seeing a bunch of play for a bit. There was all of like the different
There's
Snorlax.
Mewtwo in the middle
variations.
too.
I think you're thinking of Celestial Loki.
I'm just there was a period of time before Suicune, and then like the couple of sets before Suicune, it was such a weird, like the turnover for decks was like Darktina was still relevant, but like
Yeah,
so much random stuff was going around.
I think that was Celestial Loki, but yeah, because we had like Snorlax, Gren, Snorlax, like Lele, stuff like that. I remember. Like the first couple weeks of Celestial.
Was that Celestial, dude? That's crazy.
Yeah, because that's where like Decidueye, Solgaleo, Gren Ori, stuff like that.
Are we in a tier 0 format?
We were.
I wouldn't say now,
Not anymore.
but last format, Secluded Springs.
I would say
Well,
yeah.
that
think
wasn't
so?
last format.
So
Secluded Springs. Well,
Secluded
100%.
Springs. No,
Mhm.
Mega Horizon.
let me take a
'Cause
look.
It beat the electric decks, bro. Like I know it might not be like technically tier 0 according to other card games, but like all those fake electric decks do, they never beat Suicune. Yeah, maybe if the Suicune player bricked, bro. But like Tapu Koko, I was farming Suicune, freaking whatever other decks were there, dude. I was just farming with Suicune. Like Suicune just beat everything. There was not a single bad matchup besides like maybe Decidueye, which was like pre-copycat days, and like
Right.
yeah, if you high roll on with Decidueye, like sure. And that's what I was doing. I was playing Decidueye, and that's how I got top 1K.
What about
like,
Flareon?
besides like Decidueye,
Didn't it lose to Flareon technically?
nah, dude, Flareon got farmed.
Nope. Nope, it did until they figured out how to play
They
against
did.
it.
Exactly, and they just started playing double cape.
Yeah, I was
Guzzlord?
the Flareon guy, and it was like Flareon felt amazing, and Guzzlord I think had like a 50. Maybe
yeah.
slightly more. That might have been
pulled
the
up the
best
data.
matchup against it.
Secluded Spring
What
Season
was it, like 55?
18.5% meta share, 53% win rate. So 18.5% meta share is amongst the highest since like Mewtwo days, I think, back in.
Yeah, I feel like people just didn't play tournaments that season, bro. Like that
Probably
many
not.
because it was
Probably
like
not
the
as many.
double thing, and then like it's just Like, even Guzzlord, bro. Like I played Guzzlord a lot too, and it's just like I thought it was good into Suicune, and then the Suicune players like the Flare, and they also learned the matchup. They just knew what to do. Like they stopped botting and attaching energy to the active, and just kept repeatedly getting ground cord. And then they also started attacking in Leaf, and then I just like it was just cooked.
Yeah, there was such an obvious line there. You just power up Giratina, set up your try to set up double Gren, and then if they have Giratina plus double Gren on board, they knock out 2 Guzzlords back to back, you lose.
Stokesard.
And you give them a lot of time to do it.
It was Stokesard that season. Suicune had a 36% win rate against Stokesard.
That was like the last like 2 weeks. I feel like, though.
I think you're right. 44% into Darktina. 45 into Guzzlord. This is just the entire season statistics. 43% into Silvally Zero Aura.
I think it's weird, dude, because you have like the first week, like you have like the first month of Secluded Springs, where like I feel like people didn't like know how to face Suicune,
Yeah.
or like the Suicune players didn't know how to face matchups, and I feel like if you only had the deluxe data, bro, I feel like all those like bad matchups would not be bad matchups.
Yeah, everything will fall to about 50%. Suicune's actually flexible enough because the core is only like 15, 16 decks, and it's like oh, I can play Capes, I can play Double Cyrus, I can play Irida. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you can actually flex the deck.
I never understood the Charizard to Suicune matchup, man, because I tried that deck out.
It was Guzman.
Just trying to beat Suicune, and it was but if you had to stoke, and they were able to do any amount of damage right after you stoked, it was like over. Like you had to stoke before they attached energy, or else,
So you would,
or before they could attack.
You just had to go turn 2. You just had to get Charizard out turn 2, and then you just KO'd, and then KO'd.
Yep, you just have to be better.
You just had to draw.
Yeah.
But I guess that ended up being, like a 67% win rate. Which is crazy, but interesting. Yeah, man. So what? So hold on. I'm curious. So this season so far, which again, the beginning of the season was very different, but the total season, so Suicune's at 14% already, and we have, 3-4 weeks left this season? We're getting there, dude.
Yeah, only actually exactly a week, dude, until ranked from when we're recording. Which means
What people need to look at and never do is you got to look at the like not even the combined, bro. Look at phase 1 versus like phase 2, and it's always Suicune is like a third of the second portion.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like Suicune's already the most played deck, and then it's overwhelmingly what is making up the top cut portion of any tournament.
So that's how the meta shares go, right? The conversion rates, because like in day 1, like let's just say like if 1,000 people play in a tournament, at least 400 of those decks are absolute trash, like just legit like complete bender decks that are not viable to any degree. So you immediately you crop all of them from the share, and then all of a sudden and then like you said, Suicune ends up going from 25 to 45% in day 2, and it's like, all right,
that's true. I forget people enter. Yeah, I'm looking at there was an Alolan Executor Shuckle EX deck in this tournament.
Yeah, so like
there's a lot of one-ofs that are just.
Suicune's probably going to be
slop.
50% day 2 meta share tomorrow in all of the tournaments. So it's just, people get upset about it winning, but everyone's playing Suicune. So what do they expect is going to happen? But it is what it is, man.
But if you look at, all those bad decks fall off, but you don't see the same like big increase for any other deck. It's just Suicune. Or at least this one I'm looking at. This is not
whatever's
totally
the most.
accurate, but
it's whatever's the most played deck, because the way that the data translates is that the more people that are playing a deck, the more the meta share conversion rate will increase like exponentially going into day 2. You know what I mean? So like if Suicune had a 40% day 1 meta share, it would have an 80% or whatever day 2 meta share. It's just like the way that the math always ends up crunching. But Suicune's always the most played deck, so that's probably why it's hard to find any example of anything other than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Altaria did it once last season at one of our tournaments. I think Altaria went to like a 30. I think it was like 30 or 35% meta share.
Disgusting. Just disgusting.
I don't think Altaria's ever been warrant that, man.
It popped off there was 1 week, yeah. I think it was like the second.
When
it was second or third week after Mega Rising.
Yeah, it was chingling, double red card.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. This was before Indeedee. I don't remember. What would people play originally?
I think it was They were playing the chingling, double
Jirachi.
red card. Double Jirachi. That's how it was played, and then because I think they were farming like
Dude.
Blaziken Entei.
I'm telling you, bro. We can beat if people actually tried to just take Suicune out of the meta. Like we have the tools to do it. Not that I expect anybody to really do that, but I genuinely do believe that. Like, there's enough decks that have good enough win rates into Suicune. It's just nobody wants to commit to a deck that's suboptimal in general, just to like all agree to beat Suicune. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen, especially when like 30% of the people are just going to play Suicune anyway. But like, it is possible.
Anti-Suicune.
Yeah, like it's we 100%. Like, it is definitely possible. You know what I mean? Because it just is. Like, there's enough in the game. It's just like, do people really want to play like aggro Jolteon? Like, does everyone want to play Decidueye? Like, probably not. You know, it's just because so many people play other stuff.
Like, for example, like the Decidueye is just going to lose the Hydreigon and Altaria and stuff like that. So like,
yeah, but why are you? But
like,
Zach, my question is, why are people playing those decks? That's my question. Why are we playing Hydreigon? Why are we playing Altaria? Why are we playing Lopunny? Why are we playing all these decks that just lose to Suicune? Doesn't make any sense to me.
Hydreigon is like, Hydreigon is like the one deck that can be Suicune, bro. Because Hydreigon is the only other deck I could say is like, if they get the God start, like nothing is beating that deck either.
Yeah, but
like if they get like double Hydreigon, bro, like the Rocky Helmet, bro, like the Indeedee or even the Cape.
Yeah. Blaziken's the same way, though. I mean, Blaziken is kind of the same way. Less so.
No, Blaziken's mid, bro.
Yeah, but it can beat Suicune, though. Like, its win rate's like you know what I mean? Because it's just strong. Like, a turn 2 going second Blaziken's like probably just going to win.
Important.
It's very inconsistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't, I look at the meta every day. Literally every day. I spend so much of my life, like, taking a look at this stuff, and I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Why are people playing these decks? You know? It's like, so you have a 40% win rate
That's the number one thing you look for, bro. Or you should. Like, if you're going to enter a tournament, you should look. Do I lose to the number one deck? Yes? Okay, not playing that.
Literally.
That's why everyone's playing Suicune, bro.
The like the Altaria Furfrou.
You
know, everybody was playing like the Furfrou Altaria deck for the first like week or two of the season. It was everywhere.
5%?
Yeah, it's like a 30% win rate in this Suicune. I'm like, why are we playing this deck? I know it doesn't make any sense. But I mean, I guess that first week it was like the Hydreigon, right? Because everyone's playing Mag and stuff, so everyone like Hydreigon popped off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's the main reason.
We might get out of this. Like, I've been saying it on the channel. I do think that this, like, we're in the Suicune period of the meta, and then it'll adjust from there. Once we get into that 4th or 5th week, it'll be pretty balanced relatively, and I don't think Suicune will be, as big of a factor. We've even seen it probably in some tournaments. Like, I don't know. I haven't looked at the data from today's tournaments, but I bet Suicune did have like a ridiculous win rate. Maybe it did, but I assume it's probably gone down a lot.
I've got the opposite take, man, because Mega Rising we avoided Suicune for a long time, and then the end of the format, everyone
people forget about it.
Oops.
They just forget.
Suicune was actually awesome.
They find out everyone's playing decks that are weak to Suicune, Because before that, everybody was just playing counter Suicune decks, and then it just sort of revolves, It just sort of...
Well, okay, so is there a better counter Suicune deck this format than there was in Mega Rising?
It's all the same. So it's the same meta. It's the same meta game.
I mean...
Okay, so Suicune will stay on the top.
Venusaur.
Then, right?
Venusaur is the new one. The new Magnezone is improved. That matchup is better.
Venusaur loses to everything else.
Literally, bro. That deck is dog shit.
Oricorio Magnezone does beat Suicune. It's like a 55-45.
I think maybe Magnezone Oricorio is the best hope to be a better counter deck to Suicune, I think.
Yeah,
but then the Hydreigons come back out.
But everyone's playing Magnezone. Everyone's playing Hydreigon. Yeah, it's like, it doesn't make sense.
It's just like a
new Magnezone's better into Hydreigon. Oh, like sometimes you just stop them from attacking.
Yeah, but then they get a second one. They just swap out.
It's not a winning matchup because like Hydreigon's just going to steam through Oricorios and whatnot. Because I mean, it's better. You're right. But it's not great. So I don't know. I mean, that's my take. It's just people are going to complain about Suicune, and then no one's going to do anything about it.
It's like
probably.
The Dark Tina days.
And then we just
real.
Dark Tina was real though. There really wasn't much for Dark Tina.
It was healthy though. I would rather have Dark Tina.
It was healthy though, he says.
Dude, I mean, all the decks I played farmed it, bro. Like the Decidueye Masquerada, freest matchup of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
and then
yes,
there was.
I guess
Gyarados did beat it too. Gyarados was a legit matchup.
I don't know. I feel like I farm Gyarados with Dark Tina. So
I mean, Stokesart had a good matchup.
It wasn't easy. No, it was not. It was not easy.
Stokesart had a good matchup.
Okay,
It
well,
did.
anybody who played that, bro, like,
Oricorio?
You
Red
can't. No, Stoneguard did not have a good because they would just go turn on red card. Oh, you lost.
That's why you
Greninja-
play
Greninja
Sylveon.
Oricorio with
That's
double
why you
Irida?
play Sylveon.
Ninja Corio with double Irida. You hold your cape for when they pop
That
the
was
Guzma.
free.
It was free.
That was
yeah.
one.
It was like pretty sure it was like an 80% win rate. But I don't know. People overblowed Giratina Darkrai. In fact, I really think it was never that big of a deal.
because you had Oricorio. Like,
You had
once
Oricorio,
came
dude.
out, like, yeah, like,
what I
you should play an Oricorio deck or, like, play something else. Like,
That's what I'm
Yo,
saying.
remember
ways
when
to
they
play
played
around
one
it, man.
Oricorio?
But, like-
They teched in one Ori, like Darktina.
They used to play one Ori. Well, actually, Suicune did that. Remember when Suicune would
Or
play
like
That's
Oricorio?
Kamala.
right. That was like
Yeah.
the first variant of that deck, actually.
Suicune
Yeah.
Oricorio was hilarious.
Hated.
that was my, like, most favorite version of Oricorio, or, like, Suicune, I think, going into, like, ranked. Because you didn't have, like, any losing matchups. You beat Guzmore, you beat Darktina.
I think Chingling's our savior, and I've been saying it since
No.
like the first week. It is.
No,
It is.
sometimes
Chingling
you,
is
but sometimes you
awesome.
freaking sometimes they go first, bro. They Chingling like lock you, bro, and then you just get cut because you can't do anything. Like you have like I open like what deck do you like? Just any deck. You open one basic, they Chingling you, they have a Mega Absol, bro. They just attack and then boom, you just lose turn 2 for no reason because you had 2 Pokeballs in hand. Like it's good and bad.
Dude,
it's good for Greninja, but at the same time, like sometimes you just auto loss.
But it's
So
good.
like,
It's
I
good
think
for
that's the worst
Hydreigon.
part.
I'm speaking relatively because of course middle evolutions and
No,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
But like think about like the top of the meta, and it's literally like rare candy decks like Greninja, and it's Hydreigon, right? Like those are like the things that everyone's playing. Like I think Chingling should see more play. I do. I think
I think it does.
I think it should see more play. Yeah, I think you're right, but I think it should see more play. I'm actually hold on. I need to check this out. I got to go to PokemonMeta.com and see the.
I feel like every like I'm looking at like just like this tournament like
It is the most
metagame.
played cards. So.
Every like top 5 deck besides maybe like Zone, Ori, and Suicune is just playing Chingling. Because even Decidueye is playing Chingling. All the Greninja
Good.
Chingling decks
Good.
exist. Hydreigon is playing Chingling again.
Bro, the first place.
Because you either
is
play
insane.
Chingling or you're playing
The first
Exactly.
place is insane. They're playing
Exactly.
two Furfrou.
Or both.
or both or Hydreigon.
And then Dark Zone fucking plays Chingling, bro.
But that's fine because if we attack that meta if we attack that meta progression with Chingling and then it all just becomes Chingling or counter Chingling, then that opens up the weird decks that don't care about Chingling, like Magnezone, like Altaria. You know what I mean? And then the meta's balanced in a sense.
Actually, dude, the Blaziken who got second place at this like 700 person tournament was playing Chingling in the deck.
Dude. I don't know if you guys got the sentiment, but do you remember early this season where people were like, "Oh, Chingling's not that good. We don't need to play Chingling anymore." Do you remember that? You remember people saying that? I heard that every day when the season
I
came
think
out.
because people thought Charizard and Venusaur were going to be better than what they were.
And Magnezone. Yeah.
Yeah,
But guess what?
Magnezone, but
Guess where we are right now? None of those decks are popping off, and Suicune Greninja's everywhere.
I mean, I agree. I
Hydreigon.
don't think it was as good as like week 1 because everyone was playing like the new stage 1 decks, like or like decks that use stage 1s, but
Yeah, it was
once we went back,
Hydreigon.
it was always going to be broken. Like when all the other decks came back.
Yeah, Hydreigon was the real benefactor, I think, of that initial week, and everyone playing all these Charizard, Magnezone
No,
decks.
literally.
And then Suicune farmed Hydreigon, and here we are. So let's that's just me being selfish because I like to manipulate the meta. That's really all I do. Is I just meta manipulate and then benefit from it. No,
It feels so good when that happens, dude. I uploaded a Decidueye video, and then at your tournament, Decidueye was like the third
Yes.
most played deck that week.
It's, but that is the thing. Like all the people on the call today, like, and I wanted to talk about it because like the Pokemon Pocket community from a content creator perspective, like, is still kind of split. Like, shout out to all of those dudes that just sort of make funny deck videos and they upload every day, and like shout out to all of them. Like, zero disrespect to those guys, and they're good for the community, but like a whole other portion of this community is, like the competitive focused content. You know what I mean? And like that's important. And I feel like there needs to be, we're on a podcast now, which is good, right? We're here together, but like you can't understate like how impactful that is, like to the actual game. You know what I mean? So I think we just gotta stick together, man. We gotta keep everybody here's got to keep doing what they're doing. I believe it.
Agreed.
I believe it.
I think.
I mean, there's not that many of them. Like, it's not like it's the, it's not like it's the.
I had
think we're
time
missing,
to
like,
announce
5
my
people.
retirement.
Oh, shit. He's gonna go. He's gonna go play Riftbound or whatever.
I get all of his subs. I benefit the most.
Pokemon Pocket's fun, man.
No, overall,
It's a fun game.
Unique little format.
You know, I do. I think they need to give us ranked back for, again, I don't know why they would ever take that away, but the game's fun. The game is fun.
Yeah.
And even if nothing changes and there's just new sets every month and a new ranked season every month, like I'm going to have fun because there's
That's
stuff to
honestly
do.
all I need to be content.
Same.
That's it.
Same here.
And when there's no ranked, I haven't opened up Pokemon Pocket in like 4 or 5 days besides to open up like my packs.
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
It's
I'm not
just,
playing, I'm not playing random
what am I
battles.
playing for?
I mean,
What am I
exactly.
playing, dude?
I'm not playing random. I don't need to test Suicune Greninja for the 16th week in a row. Like it doesn't do anything for me. But you know, yeah.
Casual matches are like literally. I think casual matches are almost worse than solo mode.
Yes. Yeah.
They are.
Like,
Dude, if you
they're a
play
unique
casual,
form
you're
of
gonna play
torture.
Suicune. The same people. It's all the people that played ranked are just playing casual and they're playing all meta decks.
No.
Not for me, dude. I think every time I load up casual, bro, everybody is playing
No, it's not
Charizard,
even
bro.
that.
Like I play.
Yes,
And
yes. I
Charizard.
try to test my stupid one Bulbasaur Venusaur, and I'm just running into Charizard. It's like, what are you guys doing?
Entei Charizard, random deck, Entei Charizard, random deck, Entei Charizard. That's every time I play casual, bro. I was trying to make the little punny video I just uploaded. I think I have like 10 games out of 14 where just freaking Mega Charizard.
I think low
It's like, I
punny.
swear to God.
I think low punny is actually the most disappointing thing in the game for me.
Because of coin flip.
Blastoise, bro.
Well, I'm not saying the worst because like Blastoise is so bad, but Blastoise was never relevant, and I don't think it was ever going to be relevant. But like low punny had potential, you know what I mean? Just 2 fighting, stage 1, like it just like maybe it just needs something else. I don't know. Maybe it's not fully figured out. It's just it's not the low end of Mega Low Punny's not good enough, and that's the downside to me. If it was like guaranteed to deal 90 damage, and half the time it did like whatever 180 or whatever, maybe that'd be too broken. But it's just not good enough. And I think that's really what the
I've
season
been
was
saying
missing.
if that card just said do 90 damage, your opponent's Pokemon is confused. I think it would
It'd be broken. It'd be sick.
very good.
Yeah, it's just it's
that's how I
disappointing
play
to
it.
me because it's fighting.
I send up low punny. I go, this guy is going to do 90 damage.
Yeah.
I'm not factoring in it's going to do 0. I'm not factoring in it's going to do 180.
Right.
Like this is going to do 90 damage.
And
if
every
it's
time
doing
I-
90 damage, then I'm good.
And every time I play
I
Will,
don't need the 180.
every time I play Will, because Will is kind of useless for the card, and that's what's annoying. Is like it's not like Pinsir, like you know what I mean. Like every time I
Yeah.
use Will in attack with Megalopunny, I just deal 90 anyway. So it's like, you know, it's just
It's a real because it's like you're trying to remove only a 25% chance of it
right.
happening. It's like-
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like half the time I'm still doing 90. You know what I mean?
Mega Lopunny, bro. Like those 2 tells are the worst. But I had a double Hez on a Mega Lopunny. I was popping off, bro. I was actually popping off, dude.
I just feel like they put that card in the game like it was supposed to be him. Like he was the guy to be like, yeah, Charizard, whatever. Like these are like cards for us to make money. People buy packs. Like no one cares. But like here's a card that like, you know, like is a new deck. It's like a new thing people can play and like, you know, be competitive. And it just sort of missed the mark slightly. That's how I feel about Lopunny.
like it doing 90 like that's strong, but I mean compared to Mega Absol, man, that guy does 8. Maybe the confusion would have been too much.
The confusion is
Goes
broken.
90 in some other effect.
The confusion is I would say much. I was gonna say it's stronger than the discard of supporter, but it's equal. It's like almost equal in a sense. Like I kind of almost equate them the same. It's like half the time you're immune next turn. Like that's really good. Like so, the only downside is that you're not guaranteed to deal the damage. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
The card would be totally fine, but it's whatever. That's just my rant. It's my rant about this season. They better give us something good next set.
I mean, they've never missed on a full set. So
That is
like,
true. Yeah.
I probably have like pretty high expectations, even though like Mega Rising might be like one of the worst
Dude,
full
get
sets. It's
outta
still a
here,
good set.
dude,
I don't
Mega
think
Rising
it's bad,
was-
but I think
I thought Mega Rising
but
was
about-
cracked. It had everything.
I think out of all the full sets though, it might be my least favorite potentially. Actually, no, Wisdom got carried by Espeon. That was the only good card. Wisdom's like definitely the worst.
Wisdom was a
But, like-
was a mini
Oh,
set,
from
though.
like good cards that came out, Wisdom.
Yeah.
There was
Wisdom
Oh,
not
no,
worse.
you're right. Yeah, Wisdom Seen Sky was horrible.
I think
But
we
it had babies, though.
Espeon
But it
and,
had
like,
babies.
something else. Yeah, it had babies
had
and
babies.
Espeon. Like that's it.
It had Will. Are you kidding me?
Had
I
Will.
was running
Mega
my
Rising was
double,
cracked.
my double Will Guzzlord, man.
Mega Rising had
I love that
3
shit.
like meta Mega Pokemon. It had Chingling. It had Copycat.
yeah,
It
yeah.
had Hydreigon. It had kind of
yeah,
everything going for it.
The
Yeah, I was
fall off
definitely
of
tripping, bro. It was
Gyarados, Mega
definitely Wisdom.
Gyarados.
I think I got them mixed up for a
has to be
second.
studied.
Wisdom was horrible, dude. I felt so bad. Like after Wisdom came out, I was like, dude, what? Like,
I mean, it was one of the worst sets if you think about it, dude. But like meta wise, it's like my favorite meta personally. But we've already talked about this.
yeah, the meta was good, but that's because probably because it was probably balanced. They didn't give us anything crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing
about-
insane came out.
Dude, some of the mini sets go nuts. Like Shining Revelry. Remember when we were getting like Shining Revelry, like ED Crisis? Like some of these mini sets were just absurd. They were just filled with only ridiculously strong cards.
Oh, dude, that's every mini set besides Mythical Island.
Oh, and
Mythical
this one.
Island is the
and
only
this one.
Well, yeah, this is just Mythical Island too, though, because
You're
it's like
right.
the same. That's why I was like saying earlier, bro. Like this is just like a DLC for Mega Rising. How Mythical Island was a DLC for Genetic Apex. I think the next mini set, dude, we're about to get like the new Tier 0 deck because that's just always how it works.
It's got to be a
So,
mega
like-
too. I think that's the thing. Like we just
Mega Dark
need
Ride.
Mega Dark Tina.
dude a mega dark ride.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Just Dark Dina 2.
Yeah, I'd be all right with it. Honestly, whatever works.
Attach
Like
deals 40
40
damage,
damage
to the whole board.
pings.
something to talk
I'm
about is all,
down.
all I care about.
Why not? You just give me a supporter that says like if there's a Froakie on the bench, just knock it out. Like,
Would you guys get it? How would you feel about an actual bench protection card?
I feel like
yes.
it's possible.
You think that's? Well, it's. I mean, it's
It
possible.
wouldn't be good enough. I don't think they'd ever print a bench barrier that blocks damage counters, which is kind of what it would need to do. I mean, it wouldn't be bad. If it
You could be
blocked just
ability.
damage.
You could be ability immunity from the bench.
That's
like
what I
the Pokemon on your
want.
bench
That's
are
what I
immune to your
think. I
opponent.
think
That
we
they
should
would
get
they
that.
would make it a stage 1. I don't think they'd ever put that on a basic. That'd be
But what else would it counter?
That'd be
It would
awesome.
only counter if it was only to the bench. The only ability that interacts with your opponent's bench is Greninja. There's nothing else in the game that does that.
Well, I mean, if you count the Absol, the Heatmores, but that's about it.
Yeah, but
That's
those are
not the
effects of
Well, they're
attacks.
too-
You're talking
wait,
about
wait.
abilities.
And Absol's an
Oh,
effective
wait.
attack. There aren't ability. Darkrai's the only one, like the Darkrai ping damage, and then Greninja. Like,
Yeah,
those are
no,
the
they
only
could just word it differently. They could say
Yeah.
prevent all
effects
damage
of it.
done to your Pokemon. Because I forget that Greninja doesn't say put 2 damage counters as if it's the real
Yeah.
TCG.
Right, right,
It
right.
just says do 20 damage
Yeah.
to a Pokemon.
So it's
I've
like
been asking for this for so long.
because people want ability cancel, but you can't do ability cancel.
that's
It's
broken.
ridiculous. So just
Yeah,
do
I don't
like
know how they would
broken.
make ability
Isn't that
cancel
Weezing
balanced.
Galarian
Well-
in the real TCG?
Galarian,
Yeah,
Galarian
yeah.
Weezing touches
Something
off abilities. But it has to be in the active. I mean, something like that has to be in the active would be interesting, but it wouldn't be good enough. Like I think what we need is like a literal like bench protection from like just from an ability protection, just something specifically to word it that just stops like Darkrai
Yeah.
and Greninja specifically, and then
And like
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't
They
there
get,
a
like, colorless
shaman
too, dude.
that protected something?
In the
Oh,
active
it's not
TCG.
in pocket.
Yeah,
There's
Okay.
a shaman.
I thought
there's
there
a-
was.
yeah,
there's
there's
a
nothing
bench
else.
barrier
Mantyke, I
shaman.
think.
There's
I think
nothing else
Mantyke's
in
the
the
main
game.
one right now.
There's nothing else in the
The
game
TCG.
that has an ability that interacts. Because Oricorio would still work because it wouldn't turn off. You know what I mean? You could word it that way.
I think there's only 3 damage abilities, which are Darkrai, Greninja, and then Crobat. But only Greninja hits bench.
Crobat, yeah,
So
yeah. So
Yeah.
it would stop Crobat, but no one cares about that. You
yeah,
know?
fuck it.
Yeah, just whatever. No, I think they could do that in the game, and like that's an easy way to like completely nullify, you know, some specific really strong things like Greninja, but not like warp the metagame in terms of like, you know, like actually just like putting out another tier 0 deck.
It's tough because I guess against Grid, I guess something like that would work again. But I always wonder if like, can they print one of support Pokemon like that like
We have some stuff like that.
enough decks can take advantage of?
We
Probably
have
not.
stuff like that, but it's
Just
not
for the
it's not a
abilities?
basic. Like because it would be very specific. Like if they print that card, you know exactly what it's for. Because we have like the heal block, whatever that card is called. What is it? Claydol.
Claydol.
Claydol. Yeah.
We also have like Clef Key, which is like a one-time ability. We've got
Card's so bad.
Clef Key's not that bad.
It's pretty bad, bro.
It's a
pretty
searchable Guzma. It's a Lycia searchable Guzma. It's not that bad.
bad. And people still don't play it.
It's well, you know, I did say it's great, and I don't say it's good, but no, I mean, yeah, I do think that could be an interesting thing for the game. But that's the only thing I can really think of. Oh yeah, bench sitting ability Pokemon that don't deal damage. I'm trying to think actually. Hypno used to put people asleep.
We saw like the
Shaman with retreat.
Dex play Shaman
Yeah,
I know
Greninja
RC's
EX
Carnivine
has
did
an ability like that. Right?
sometimes.
Greninja EX's ability technically. Celesteela technically, right? Celesteela's one.
Oh yeah.
Nihilego. So this would stop Nihilego ability. This theoretical card we're thinking
Dude,
of.
they just cooked with the Ultra Beast.
Dude, the Ultra Beasts
those
were
decks were
broken,
so
dude.
well designed.
Yeah, people
They
didn't
were
like
so
them though,
well
Tilly.
designed.
People didn't like them because they were pre-packaged. Because they were pre-built for them, and people hated that for some reason. They were like, "Why did they give us an
That's-
entire deck in a set?" And I'm like,
They
"I
have
don't know."
not
but-
played the real TCG, bro. Because
Yeah,
that's
I
how
know.
they do it over
That's-
there.
I know, but people didn't like it. They didn't like Buzzwole. I think people didn't like Buzzwole because they didn't understand. They didn't know like that they could just double pivot and then you know what I mean. Like people were just upset with that for whatever reason. But yeah, the Ultra Beasts were sick. I wish Blacephalon was better back in the day because Blacephalon in the OCG was so sick. With
I
weather.
think it was the 2 retreat costs that really killed him. Start that guy, and it's
Also just tying the game.
then
in
you're
ranked.
running leave,
If you-
double loose.
If you KO if you tie games in ranked, it's a loss. That's the main reason why no one played Blacephalon, because it just ended your win streaks whenever you KO'd yourself and tied.
Well, actually, win streaks weren't alive back in ED Crisis yet.
That is a good
So-
point, but it was still. It was.
No, yeah,
it was still.
you would still
not-
rather win.
I don't think you
Yeah.
lost point. Yeah, I don't think you lose.
Nah, you didn't.
Yeah, but I played. So I played Silvally Giratina a couple of ranked seasons ago, and my win rate in the sense of not losing games was very, very high. But I tied like 30% of my games, and it was not a productive climb. I'll tell you that. But it was pretty funny. I remember like hitting Master Ball at like a 40% win rate because I was like, it counts your ties as losses, right? And your win rates. In ranked.
Oh, so okay, it does there. That's
I don't
Yeah.
know that. I thought it just didn't.
So I was like, I was climbing like effectively, but it like somewhat slowly. But like my win rate was super low, and it was hilarious because like I was just tying so many games. But yeah, I talked so much on this podcast. By the way, I apologize.
Carrying.
You're like
what you're here for.
Maddie's not here next week. He's gone. It was a one time. It was a one time.
Once a
Break.
month.
Bring him in, get him out of here. Yeah, that's the reason I don't have a podcast. My
No,
channel's
this
literally
is
a
good.
podcast every day. So.
Yeah.
It is.
They.
Bro.
I'm like, how do you do this? It's like it's a superpower. It works.
I can just talk about. I spend my day just looking at this stuff and thinking about it for no reason. But people play the game. Like I don't play the game as much as like people might think, because like a lot of what I do doesn't involve me like playing the decks and like telling people how to play the decks. Like I just assume people will play them and figure out like the actual way the decks work. I'm just telling you like which cards you should play in decks and what the matchups are looking like and like what the trends of the meta. Like I can observe all of that by not actually actively playing the game, just by watching other people play and then seeing all of the results and stuff.
more the
And that's what interests
statistical
me.
type of the part of the game of content, right? Per se, something like that.
I try to not do too much number stuff on my channel because people just probably don't even know what's going on when I talk about it. Yeah, man. I mean, I love Pokemon Pocket, so I'll talk about it any day of the week. That's why my channel exists. So hopefully people keep playing it and we can keep talking about it because it's fun. Whenever we get the next set announced, you guys should bring me back in so I can go off about all these
You'd
new
be
cards.
like the perfect opportunity for you to let it all out. But no, overall, thank you for coming through and being a guest. Definitely like the community, like you said earlier, like us content creators need to stick together and everything like that. And for any future collaborations with anybody, I'm really down to go down to your channels if you guys want to do anything as well too. And any final words from everybody here?
No, man, for sure. I've been talking collabs for like 6 months. I'm horrible with organizing times to collab on stuff.
I am too, Maddie. I'm sorry.
I know. It's
I get distracted and it's just gone.
Yeah, I know you said you wanted the collab. I was hoping you would reach out, bro, like for the days or like what to do.
dude, my issue is like I record a video like an hour before it's uploaded, and then it's uploaded.
Yes.
And like I don't
Me
even
too.
know.
Exactly.
Me-
I don't
me now.
know when I'm gonna record for the day. It's just like
Yeah, same.
when am I good to spend 2 hours alone in my room?
Yep. Yeah. Basically. But yeah, we'll figure it out. That's why this was so fun. Again, I've only done one other podcast, and it was Zatumi's podcast way back in the day, shortly after like Ranked first started. And that was fun.
Oh, yeah, you were on that one.
Very different
about
experience. It's a very different crowd. Very nice guys. Yeah, no, this is cool. And yeah, feel free to have me back if you ever want me to.
No, for sure.
Yeah, your guys' head off at any point in time. I appreciate it though. I'm a big fan of everybody on this podcast too. So
You know when Suck just did that, it just reminded me of the Microsoft Teams at work, and then you see that one guy using the emoji with the cloud. That's exactly what just ran through my head. But anyways, that's gonna be a good segue to end the podcast. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.